And we're back here once again with another episode of the MSK show. And this is going to be episode 232. So I hope you guys had a great day and I hope you guys have a great rest of your week that is ahead of you. And in this episode of the MSK show, just in a little bit after we get done talking for just a quick little guy talk conversation, we're going to be talking about AMC movie theaters attendance and revenue down. And that is the only topic for the episode for the MSK show tonight. And as you guys probably have noticed, the actual look of my personal setup has changed. I finally had a chance to install my new PC with the help of my friend, and it's been just basically a day in hell trying to basically get everything set up back the way I had it and get everything going the way that it should. I think I solved the League of Legends problem. I think I pretty much solved that 100%. But outside of that, expect more gaming streams. With this new PC, I can basically stream like any game that I can at this moment in time. As you guys saw, like when League actually ran perfectly fine, it looked beautiful. Yeah, so I am ready to now go, like the best way I can describe it for you guys. It's like in Dragon Ball Z, in the Buu saga, when you know how Goku had to distract Majin Buu from, trying to go after Kid Trunks when he got the Dragon Ball radar or whatever. And then Goku was like, this is what it's like to go further beyond. That's kind of like what I'm at right now. And then, like in Dragon Ball Daima, when he's like, I have another form, I would go like Super Saiyan 4. But that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm kind of like getting to like Super Saiyan God level, But that's pretty much it. You guys are probably wondering where these come from. So I actually bought these a long time ago because my other wireless HyperX headset, the black one that I'm known for wearing, the ear cushion literally fell off. So when you guys saw me wear that, I basically had to put it in a position where it never like fell out. So I ended up just getting a new headset, and these feel way better than the original ones that I had because I had the original pair of these, and then these ear cushions feel great because I don't like buying headsets where like you're sitting and talking for so long and your ears just get like really, really sweaty. Yeah, so these don't feel that way at all. I've worn these for like an hour last night just to kind of, test it out because with the new computer, you got to test everything out to make sure everything runs smoothly and everything. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, I know people were asking me to go over the Superman trailer and the Ironheart trailer. So I'm probably going to have to wait on those until like next week because right now, potentially, they have been like taking the trailer reactions down from what I'm seeing. Some have not been taken down. I know my luck, they would take mine down. So I'm going to just wait on it for a little bit. That's why I just had to go and have us talk about this other topic anyway, because let's be honest here, we all go to the movie theaters anyway. Well, except Warren. He just kind of draws every day. But
yeah,
me and Gray to go to the movies constantly, and this will be a topic anyway that Gray is going to enjoy. Also, me and Savage Dad's show didn't happen today because he had to work late. That's pretty much all that is. And then he's going to be gone next week, I think, for vacation or something like that. We'll have to just play it by ear with him and mine show until his vacation and, work schedule gets figured out. But we should still be on for next week, but I'm not sure if we'll be fully on. That's 50-50. But I know Memorial Day weekend, that's going to be a no, actually. So, yep, that's pretty much it. We're going to do intros, and then we're just going to start talking like dudes. So we'll start with the Gray Poupe. How you doing, man? My friend James gave you a lot of good compliments last night.
Yeah, it's nice to hear something intelligent on your channel for once. James was a breath of fresh air. I'm glad he was able to help you with your setup. And hey, congrats on the brand new headset, sir. It looks good.
Yeah. Do I sound like a hot, rich guy, top G Riz master?
No, it still is picking you up pretty accurately. So no, but in the near future, who knows? They've got technology. You can always do a voice changer or something.
Yeah, you gotta get one of those auto tuners.
Oh shit! All right, so Lunchbox Warren, what's going on, man? How are you doing?
I am doing excellent. Today is the first day without the 2 jobs, so now I'm just down to 1. and I couldn't be happier.
That's good.
We have time to go watch a movie in the AMC theater, which sounds like it's going to be empty. So that's good.
You're sure it was empty with Snow White? That is not even debatable. No one went and saw that. I mean, and if they did, very little people actually saw Snow White. It's no, it's good, man. Going down to one job, so you can basically financially sustain yourself on the one job that you figured out with your finances.
Yeah, I can do it just fine. Actually, I'll end up making more money because the job I'm staying with makes more money per hour, and I'll be able to work it now more hours. So
Also, less taxes if you have
oh yeah.
the other job gone, because they compare your incomes, so you'll probably have to like pay if you make too much, and then if you have just one job, there's just good chance you don't pay anything. Actually,
Well, I'm still pretty poor, so yeah, I don't have to pay too much, so it's good.
Oh God, it's crazy that time where Gray told us that he had his air conditioning just completely die out on him and it all fell apart. He had to pay like hundreds of dollars to get it fixed. People don't remember when we were first started doing comic book reviews. It was on the Iron Man podcast. We did it was on Alpha Core, where we had like Gale and Vagabond and me and Savage Dad. This new monitor that I have, the 34-inch one, I literally lightly tapped it like this, kind of like when Sonic the Hedgehog 2,
demonstrate again.
Like
how did you do it?
Lightly tapped it, like literally when Sonic the Hedgehog
where?
lightly tapped Eggman's robot at the end of Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and it literally came over, and I was like, okay, this fucking sucks. I just lost like $300 worth of equipment right here. Then I went into my closet, because people know I have spare monitors and keyboards just in case, like maybe a friend needs one, or maybe like I could swap one out that has better performance. Brought my original Samsung curved 27-inch monitor, definitely way less good looking as this one, obviously. That one, I picked it up, the whole thing fell because the handlebar in it, you have to screw it in. It had been loose for a while because I hadn't used it, and then that failed. I think I lost like $500 worth of monitors right there. I was not happy about that night. That was horrifying. But
hey, but clips of it exist, so
they do.
The internet one.
Basically, watching me throw away $500 worth of machinery right there was just not good, honestly. But I'll probably end up getting another one of these ones right here. This 34-inch monitor looks just, man, I remember how good it looks. I think this is this has to be a different model, because this is not as fat as the other one was. This is more, I would say, thinner.
It more resilient? You should try tapping it the same way.
Yeah, you should give it a good little.
Hey, Gray, what about that YouTube channel you're gonna bring back? Oh wait, you're still groveling for clout over here. See, I can trash talk too.
True.
I'm the king of trash talk, and no one's gonna take that away from me. Oh God. But today, I know we can't really go over the Ironheart trailer. I will just say this up front about it. No, I'm not gonna watch it. Nor do I care to watch it, because
speaking of trash, you nice segue.
that was beautiful. That's a mic drop right there.
Don't you feel represented? It's
don't.
this thing that's been shelved for years.
I will say this. It's because I don't think the average person really understands anything. Their brains just don't work. Okay, guys. So, outside of comic book knowledge, Ironheart, a character that's even lesser known than some of the characters that the MCU has been doing. Keep in mind, Ironheart is actually lesser known than probably Guardians of the Galaxy. And that's actually saying something, because no one knew who the fuck they were, Like, the only people that knew who, like, Guardians of the Galaxy were, like, Black Panther, U.S. Agent, Yelena, all those characters, is like if you read comic books. It'd be like the old saying back in the day, if you know, you know. If you don't know, you don't know, kind of thing, right? So then, because the creator of Ironheart, correct me if I'm wrong, is Brian Michael Bendis. And this is the same guy who created Miles Morales. Now, keep in mind, Miles Morales gets to have inbuilt popularity because he is you could say, a legacy version of Spider-Man, despite that, him being just a derivative, cheap knockoff, right? So Ironheart, by that logic, is a derivative version of Iron Man, a character that really wasn't super popular before his first movie,
Is she still even around?
I was going to get, next point. So Ironheart currently right now doesn't even have an ongoing series. The only thing they gave her was a few weeks ago when I was doing Comic Book Market Watch on my comic book channel. They gave her a one-shot Ironheart comic book, which is a number one. You know how Marvel loves their number ones, all the variants and all that shit that we've discussed many times on the show. And she has been a part of like certain Iron Man runs. Like she was a part of the Jerry Duggan run for a little bit there. Like they gave her an ongoing series. It just gets canceled after like 5 issues because of like low sales. Keep in mind, the reason why Miles Morales gets the benefit of being popular is because it was attached to Spider-Man. Ironheart is attached to Iron Man, a character that debatably is not as popular. And if we're being honest, most people consider him B-list or C-list. And then people who like Tony only like Tony Stark. You know, when you finally get people to like Iron Man, his stories and comics are actually really good. People actually could give him the chance, like Demon in a Bottle, Extremis, and all that stuff. He has some really good stories. Ironheart's got nothing. I've not heard a single person say what storyline I should be reading from Ironheart. Also, just going off a show aspect, why would I watch these shows? Every show, every single time we talk about one of these shows, we all know the drill. It's going to be episode 1. They'll drop like episode 1, 2. Then it'll be weekly 1 until the finale. Then what we also know about these shows is that they're basically movies they cut down for TV shows that they just have to stretch a middle part out to get to the finale. And then every single time we watch these shows, every single time, what happens, guys? The same feeling sets in. Oh, I should have just waited until it was over. I could have just binged it. Or it wasn't really all that good. It was just kind of meh. It's either literally one of those two responses. Either it was really meh, or it was just something I could have just waited to just watch.
Or
these shows are literally not must-see TV. They're not.
Or what mistakes in my life have led me to this point where I'm watching this garbage? That's another question that might come up. But no, like Miles worked with Spider-Man. He's almost was like an apprentice turned into a partner. Batman and Robin, Bucky and Cap. Riri, I don't know how it was in the comic books, but in the TV series and the movies, it's essentially she builds an Iron Man suit. She does it without anything to do with Tony Stark. And as far as I can tell, they don't like Tony Stark. So it's going to be another one of those things that I think like what with She-Hulk, where fans like me, if I watch the first episode and I hear Riri talking about something along the lines of like, well, you know, I could do it better than some rich old white man or some bullshit, then yeah, I'll instantly be turned off. Now, it hasn't come out yet, so I cannot say that that's what's going to happen. Trailer.
It's the same thing every time, though.
Yeah, like I don't have, since it's 3 years old, I don't have any faith unless they completely rewrote it.
Yeah.
Like if it was made just like recently, like with how they did with Daredevil, they like reshot it and it was all like the newer stuff I heard was better. If they did that, I would be more into it. But as of right now, it's essentially just like I don't really care. I don't care about what she's doing. It'd be different if she was like part of like Tony Stark youth camp and he was a little bit of like a teacher of her to her, and then I wouldn't even love it if RDJ came back as a Jarvis like AI program and then helped her walk herself through making the suit. That would have been better than just, and it's another one of those things too. It's like you need to use.
They don't even follow their own comic lore, as you said.
Yeah.
In the comic books, the only thing I know about her is that she idolizes Iron Man in certain runs that she has. Well, if she doesn't even have that attached to her,
well, I don't know.
Do I care anyway?
She might. The whole show might be a respect to Tony Stark, which would work great because then you're getting us emotionally prepared to be devastated when we see him as Doom. But I don't know. I watched the trailer and I don't even think his name Tony Stark was mentioned. So I don't have much faith in it. The trailer didn't look that great, and so for me, I'm just going to skip until I hear enough people. They say just
attached Ryan Coogler's name to it, and it was convenient for them to do that because of Sinners. Sinners came out. Sinners did very, very well, and they were like, you know what? Ryan Coogler did do this, and we can attach his name to Ironheart, and then people that like
That's
Sinners will like
a little
Ironheart.
cynical, man. So he did Black Panther and he did Wakanda Forever, and they featured her somewhat heavily in there.
Yeah,
It felt
she
like
was in
she was
Wakanda
being
Forever.
kind of
Did you watch Wakanda Forever? Did you like it?
I liked the first one better, and I wasn't the biggest fan of the first one. So
You mean no more?
I don't know. I don't know. I dig what Coogler does, so there is that. But that being said, I thought it was a significant drop off without T'Challa. But anyway, so she is featured in a Coogler film, so he is EP on this show. So I don't think they just attached his name to it, but I don't know. Instead of listening to you, I decided to just watch the trailer. It looks it's a show. So yeah, I guess it started
really
filming
selling me,
in June
Greg.
of 2022.
Yeah.
So they've had 3 years to age it for like fine wine and perfect it. So I'm sure
Which
it's
I'm
real
sure
good.
They've been doing that the entire 3 years. It's just
Yeah.
perfecting
All 3
everything.
years, polishing the dialogue, the visual effects, everything. Yes, that's what you would think they would be doing if they actually delayed something like this for that long. That's what you think in your mind. That's the idea. That like, okay, they're delaying it because they're working to make the best product for us. Oh, you guys don't even know.
You never know. Yeah, I don't know. I hope it's good. I hope it turns everything around for them, and I hope it's part of this new thing because I think she's still supposed to be part of the Young Avengers, which I think they're still moving forward on.
Is that still going?
Like
The
that
Young
ghetto?
Yeah, well, I mean they're gonna do Mayo Vision, the Vision Quest one, which will be like the third in that series, where now they're gonna find Tommy. So once they do that, I think that pretty much solidifies they've got a Young Avengers team. So I'm pretty sure she'll fit on there pretty well. But we'll see. They might get relegated to something small, but I think they'll probably utilize all
prediction
the
is-
teams in the Doomsday and Secret Wars thing.
My prediction generally is like they're not really technically going to get relegated. They're just not going to do anything with them. And then we're probably just going to have conversations and go, wait, they just kind of silently got rid of them like Old Yeller behind the back of the barn.
Yeah, I don't think they're doing that. I think they're moving towards an all teams world thing. We'll see if they make it towards that. But I don't know. I got to be honest, I'm a lot more hyped about it after watching Agatha, but I might be in the minority on that.
You willingly watched Agatha. That's crazy.
Dude, Agatha was awesome, man. The only thing that was slightly under it was Wanda, but you just didn't understand it. It was
right
television.
Yeah, I literally saw their ASMR stream and I was like, wow, Marvel must be desperate. They're hiring ladies to like lick knives. Please, we're so desperate for you guys to come back.
They're not the only ones. I felt represented that they're also paying women to lick knives.
You got represented in lesbian space switches.
Yes.
Good Lord. How dare you, Gray? How dare you? Did Disney pay? How big are these Disney paychecks for you now at this point?
They've been dwindling, but I think keep showing the Grogu's. You'll get your check.
Because I would like to be a paid shill for Disney. I'm all for it. I'm ready. I'm set. Like I'll do good. I'll like everything.
I can't. I'll break, man. And the first thing that I see that goes bad, like I remember we were having a conversation with Charles Willis Greedia, and I think we were having the conversation, and it hit to a point where they know that this show is going to get criticized in the way that purposefully falls into their hands. Like if anyone says, oh, I don't care about this show, I'm not going to watch it, then the usual Disney shills, people that just will suck off anything Disney does it all, will just call you racist. Like there's literally people without YouTube channels, not content creators, commenting under the trailer that just said, hey, I'm not interested, not watching. They were like, comments under their comments are like, that's racist. What?
Well, I mean,
you just not be interested?
You seem interested in Mayo Vision. That it speaks volumes.
You think I'm watching that?
I think so.
I haven't watched anything of these shows since She-Hulk season 1, episode 6. After that episode, I literally just was done. I'm not coming back. Literally, it has
Remind
to
us,
be.
was that the Megan Thee Stallion episode?
No, that was episode 3.
Oh, okay.
Episode
So
6
you
was when
kept
she
watching
went to
after that one.
that kind of wedding where she had that fight with that one kid. Oh, it's one.
Oh yeah,
one of,
you were obsessed with how hot that bride was, right?
I wasn't. Like the only funny thing in She-Hulk was when that one white guy, whatever his character was, just went and threw himself out the window. Like literally, thank you, Disney. That's how we felt about how the MCU was progressing. That's the only thing funny they did in that show ever.
It's funny how like us Marvel fans have like it's almost like quitting smoking, or when a terrorist like, where were you when you quit Marvel? Like,
and I only just quit the shows because like I felt like the shows just never really. They're just, first of all, they were not good television. They just weren't. Like you could look at any TV show, like superhero related wise, and like the worst ones will be 10 times better than this. These are just boring, not necessarily, and they're super derivative. The dialogue is bad. Like these are literally movies that they just put as shows. But the idea that we had going in for them was like, oh, these could be longer form television for characters that necessarily don't justify a movie. You know, like, would you really justify giving a movie to Vision? Oh, that probably would seem better like a show to kind of like flesh out how he really feels about the world. But then this is what we have. I think the shows have did more harm than the movies, if you want to really be super debatable
You've
about
only
it.
watched like 3 of the shows, and your opinions are wrong on them.
I watched everything in the first wave of shows. I watched WandaVision, Falcon Winter Soldier, Loki, What If Season 1, Hawkeye, after that, Miss Marvel, Moon Knight, and She-Hulk. And I was like, you know what? Oh, God, Moon Knight.
The
Jesus
last
Christ,
3
awful.
that you mentioned, Miss Marvel, Moon Knight, and Hawkeye, those all sucked. Parts of What If were really cool, and it gave the same animation engine.
Yeah.
Well, it gave the same animation engine that brought about, Gambit from X-Men 97. It was an interesting animation engine. I dig it a lot, and if we didn't get a lot of those what ifs, we wouldn't have gotten X-Men 97. So for me, there's a little place in my heart for it. Loki, man, aesthetically, they did some really cool things. There were some huge inconsistencies in the plot, but still, I think that one's a cut above a lot of the other ones in there. I'm forgetting the other one. Falcon, Winter Soldier. They did way better than the movie. They basically like rehashed half of the plot lines for Captain America: Brave New World. For that, I think they did it better in the show. And then, there were like 2 other ones. WandaVision, I really like the weirdness that they were able to do with that one. I like that it wasn't exactly cape shit. They were more exploring the magic side of that world. And they really gave her that villain turn. She got a good heel turn in that.
It didn't stick the landing, but it started off really good on WandaVision.
For me, it did. I can understand people's criticism in it. And then it just really got picked up from Agatha. They completely lost me with everything else that they were doing with the TV shows. Agatha got me back. Like, just the way that they were able to slowly kind of feed you details and then really pull that mystery together. It was way better than a lot of these other shows that tried to kind of arc the whole story on these mysteries, like Acolyte or whatever. Man, did that not pay off. But somehow this thing that did it in a much cheesier way did it so much better for me. It actually got me excited to watch the next one, the Vision Quest thing.
You didn't like Daredevil.
I wouldn't have thought that I would have liked it.
Did you?
Hated it. No, man. Like, you can tell what's old and what's new. There's a couple of cool scenes, like that opening episode. I kind of like that opening shootout.
That's what I said earlier. Remember? These shows, there's like 1 or maybe 2 good episodes and a couple of scenes. That's it. Everything else is literally just useless, actually.
Well, when Marvel set out to do this, it's like this series are supposed to expand our movies, and it's also supposed to bring people into Disney Plus. But then they turn around and they do that ridiculous, we're going to film a 3.5 hour long movie and we're going to break it up into 8 episodes. And they didn't spend time really building the plot. They didn't bring in enough of the support from like the other movies, like Doctor Strange should have been in WandaVision. Thor should have showed up in Loki at some point. There should have been more interaction around, and yeah, all the series would have been better if they were 8 episodes that were an hour long apiece, instead of this 24-minute episode here, 30-minute episode here, where they're not building any. The characters don't have time to build. You don't have time to care about them. Plots don't have time to really sink in. And some of the shows just felt like they were setting up the next one. I, for one, liked the Loki series. I thought it wasn't great all the time, but it was one of the better ones, season 1 and 2. I liked WandaVision. I didn't watch Agatha because I don't have Disney Plus, and I'm done with. I at this point, it's like I'm done with it.
No blame.
But they've lost all the goodwill.
Yeah, all goodwill's gone for me with Marvel. So, yeah, I think they could have had something special, but instead they really screwed it up. They rushed stuff way too quickly. I think that's one of the things that happened with Star Wars. And to Kathleen Kennedy, not her fault, but she had marching orders to get shit out and get it out now, as many series as possible to help Disney Plus. And I think Marvel had the same thing. Hell, Secret Wars, they were writing the fucking script while they were filming it. I mean, that shows you right there.
The producer, remember, he had the interview where he was getting questioned, and he basically admitted, "Yeah, we were just kind of making this up as we went along."
Yeah, it's like, come on.
You've also got the opposite side of that coin too, like shows like Echo that were shelved for a while, and then they decided to edit it way down to like, what was it, 5 episodes in the end or something?
No, remember, Echo was released all at once. Remember, it was the only show they ever put out.
I think initially it was supposed to be like 8 episodes, and they trimmed it down to like 5.
Yeah.
It was 8, then it was 5, and then they and then the final decision of it was, hey, we'll just release this all at once. That's the only show they've ever put out where they just released it all at once, because they knew if they released it week to week, it would just crater in ratings. Like when was the last show they put out that made that Nielsen top 10? Actually,
that's a good question.
That is a good question.
A lot of people wanted to hate on Agatha, but I don't think anyone was really watching it.
Maybe it was Loki.
Sad thing.
Maybe X-Men 97. Maybe X-Men.
Yeah, I think that was probably the last one, and oftentimes they don't count that one. But man, if there is one winner in all of that, for me, it's 97.
To imagine having that many duds, and the only one that worked was X-Men. You would think you would have no faith in X-Men after what they've been doing. But it's crazy how people talk about Bo DeMayo. They're because like right now he's been pretty much blasting Marvel, and it's so weird how like the fans do this, and it always just kind of, man, that like there's things that don't piss me off. I'm pretty much as easygoing as it is, and I'll trash talk, and things don't bother me. But this is one thing that I can't stand that fans do, and people always act like fans are just these saints that are just these innocent little creatures that couldn't do anything wrong. When Bo DeMayo was working for Marvel and X-Men 97 was dropping week to week, everyone loved it. I mean, it's one of the only like Marvel products that came out that was pretty much just universally liked by most people. Very few people didn't like it, if I'm just being honest here. Then when he was making the Marvel X-Men 97 show, people were loving this guy. People were like, "Oh fuck yeah, that's my dude." Some black people were like, "This is my in," Then he reveals how badly he was treated by Marvel, and he's been slamming them. But you're just bitter. You're just mad because you're not in the spotlight anymore. How much of a fucking piece of shit of a fan are you that once a person just starts talking shit about the company, keep in mind, he's worked with them. He would have way more insight on how they actually function as a company than any of us. Keep in mind, we're just guessing. So when one of our predictions pans out, we're just guessing, obviously. We're just some buttfuck nobodies, right? He's actually worked with them. He would know what their process is. Keep in mind, he's been working with them since 2022 when they announced X-Men 97 at that San Diego Comic-Con, when they announced Kang Dynasty and the Multiverse Saga. Well, two of those things came true. The other one is not there. Pretty sure you guys know which one, right? It's so stupid to have fans go out right now you're just so bitter and jealous. I don't want to work with you anymore. Yes, you talentless cockroach who sits in your mom's who lays on your mom's couch, having her pay your cell phone bill and your college tuition. Yeah, you uncreative cockroach ant, disgusting piece of shit. Yes, Marvel isn't calling you. Keep in mind, he fit all of their check boxes. He fit being black, gay, and he has an OnlyFans. Pretty much that's what they, the black part was going to get him in, but being the whole gay part, he was in. Keep in mind, if Disney really likes these people of color and these minority group people, why did they fire him? I thought they liked these people. I thought
he was sending pictures of himself shirtless to the animators and stuff.
Was that ever confirmed? I don't know.
Normally, not completely confirmed, but normally if I hear that about any boss, it's like, wow, that sounds horrible. But I mean, if you look at the guy, he happens to be in the lower part of my screen. I'm just saying that dude could do any superhero pose. When he's saying like, hey, the character should do a pose like this and then sends a picture of himself. I don't know. I think he's kind of got a point there. Perhaps it's not necessarily harassment in that case, but who knows? I could be wrong.
Yeah. I think the girls were asking for it, in my opinion. This is how girls are. If he was working on a bunch of girls, we've heard a lot of people that work for these studios are gay or in the closet. I can guarantee that it was way more to that. And then they only said that about him when he was gone. I'm pretty sure they were all in on him sending him dick pics and pictures like that you have on your screen. They were in on it. Like, let's be honest, these people are some of the most slimiest. So many people that work for these companies, we know, we've seen it. They'll literally turn on you in a second. It's not even like a thought in their head. If it means literally backing up their corporate overlord Mickey Mouse Disney, where they have the fucking Mickey Mouse cock all the way down their esophagus, if it means keeping their job, they'll do it. They literally got rid of a gay black person.
He was fired before the series premiered, though.
Yes. But he was still tweeting along with it and like still really in the social media of it. But yes, officially they kicked him out before that.
Now, when X-Men 97 first started having trailers, the reception to it was not positive. It was
because of the
animation looked a little janky.
Yeah,
because if people don't remember, it was the Morph thing. Remember, because
they
had the character bios got released, and Morph had these. It was really, he was non-binary or whatever, and people were like, "Oh man, it's gonna be just fucking."
If there's one character to do that with, though, like that's kind of the character.
I always felt that Disney did a Gina Carano, essentially when the negative stuff started coming through about Morph and the animation. I think they jumped the gun and they fired him, and then the show comes out. It's a success on some level. Fans are loving it. Even the haters were like, "No, this is better than we thought." And I think that's what happened, in my opinion, because it didn't sound like he did enough to actually get fired, and the show did really well. So I'm wondering if Disney did a knee-jerk reaction and tried to get ahead of what they thought was going to be bad before before it got too bad. And then they fired this guy, and then it turns out that the show is actually pretty decent. And then they're trying he sent topless pictures to people, his animators. That's the reason why we did it, which I agree with you, Gray. Like, if I looked like that, I'd be sending you guys pictures like, hey, check it.
We'd appreciate it too.
I would be showing everybody. I'd be in the wintertime with no shirt on. But at the same time, though, I wonder if Disney did that. Because Disney will do knee-jerk firings. They did that with the guy playing Kang the Conqueror. They did that with Gina Carano, and I'm wondering if they did that with him as well. I'm not.
I think that factors in pretty heavily. Yeah. I think that's a really good point. I completely believe you. That sounds right to me. And then on top of that, he is kind of notoriously hard to work with. Like, he was on The Witcher. He was on the Blade Curse Project. He's been on a whole bunch of different shows, and then he seems to be very passionate about it. And I don't know that that's necessarily what Marvel is looking for. They're kind of looking for somebody who will like, oh, okay, we're going to rewrite this again. We're going to include these elements, where he seemed really passionate about what he wanted to do. But he still basically had that Marvel experience of them coming to him and telling him, like, you need to rewrite this aspect of it. You can't include. So he was really working up to the Onslaught arc. and that's how he was going to finish season 1. They basically told him while they were animating the first half of it, no, you're not doing Onslaught, and you need to include these elements in there. And he was able to work it in, and it seems somewhat seamless. But the reason why it feels like it's all going to that Onslaught thing, it was, and they made him change it last minute, which
the other thing I want to mention,
he seemed to not be the happiest about that. Yet he still made it really work.
Yeah,
I'm thinking it's there's this slight accusation going on, so they've got their knee-jerk reaction, but on top of it, he doesn't seem to be the biggest team player. So yeah, why back him at all?
That's the other thing I was going to mention, which is when it was revealed that he was fired from X-Men 97 before the premiere. One of the earliest reports, not saying this is true, was that he was extremely difficult to work with. Now, I don't like, people have to keep in mind when someone gets fired, that's like one of the easiest, like you could say red herrings. It's like, oh, this person was really difficult to work with. Actually, like Joss Whedon has been known to be really difficult to work with, but what does that really mean? Because we know some of these people are extremely sensitive. They don't like being told what to do. They don't understand like boss structure, and, coming from reading Bo DeMayo's tweets, I could probably understand why there be some level of difficulty working with him from more of a passionate fan perspective, and like all the fans that are right now saying like, oh, well, you have an OnlyFans, your opinion doesn't matter. I thought you were the people that like wanted that kind of lifestyle. I mean, you're the people that try to vote for a person. I'm just saying, like, these are the same people that say, well, you're supposed to ignore what the person does in their private life and just only enjoy what their work is like. But let's be honest here, it immediately flipped right when he got fired from Marvel. Now he's just some sort of bitter, angry black man. And it's like, oh yeah, you're pulling out the angry black man stereotype when he's shitting on Marvel. He literally, I shit you not, people, literally has worked with them. Okay. So if anyone has any clue about how these people really are, pretty sure it'd be him. Also, to back him up, the guy that wrote the Captain America Winter Soldier story in the comic books, I think it was Ed Brubaker, actually. He also highlighted just how horrible Marvel actually really is. Like, people will literally laugh at you if you don't get paid what you think you deserve, and a bunch of other things. Like, I don't know why fans just go out of their way to just simp for companies like that. Like, I understand sometimes having a company point of view. The only thing that I would ever argue in their favor is making money. At the end of the day, they should attempt to make money. And if they always end up making money,
but are they doing that? They haven't done that in a while. There was a time where they could basically, put anything out, all up Captain Marvel, and still make $1 billion. Those days seem to be done. And as Warren was saying, that goodwill seems to be gone now. People aren't just going to everything that they're throwing out in front of us.
Yeah. And it's so crazy that at this point now that they even go back on things that they were very big on, oh, we want to give people of color and minority groups opportunities. You got rid of one of them at the slightest bit of them being difficult to work with. What the fuck that even supposed to mean? It's like all that bullshit company talk people need to understand is bullshit. They just say that because the average person is an idiot and their IQ is so unbelievably low. You actually believe it and you don't question it. Like Warren, when he's petting his dog, good little boy. You understand. Just, you guys are good little stewards for your Mickey Mouse Corporation. When I like with Disney or Marvel and anything, if they put out something that I actually genuinely like, I will say I genuinely like it. But I am not just going to sit here and be like, oh, fuck, I'm supposed to just, like Thunderbolts. I had a good time with Thunderbolts. I thought it was fun, enjoyable, popcorn fun, But that movie is failing right now. It is literally failing financially, Like, I know people have used the argument, well, like, but at least it made money just by having underknown characters. But they've made more money. They made a lot of money with underknown characters years ago. This is actually straight up failing financially.
It also shows you how much the loss of a goodwill can affect even good movies. Like they came out with it, it's not Shakespeare, but from what I understand, it's a good summer blockbuster popcorn movie with a decent little plot, good laughs, good action scenes. And Marvel can't make their money back. And that just shows you how much that goodwill and that good faith, and it's not just that. There are other, economy's an issue, how much it costs to watch a movie, Why spend $100 going to the theater and taking the kids there when in a month and a half it'll be on Disney Plus? There's a lot of there's a lot of factors in there.
Remember what Bob Chapek did? Bob Chapek threw their Pixar movies on Disney Plus, and then he basically conditioned families to not value watching Pixar movies at the theater, because as a family, and the economy has really not been that good prior to like Trump getting reelected, as people know. You're gonna like entertainment is the first thing to go. Do I believe people have money that they would not spend on entertainment and they kind of choose to pick what they watch because of how bad things have gotten? Yes, but you have to factor in two things can be true, because I think people, when they have these conversations, they don't really understand that both things can be true at one. You just depend on how you argue them and depending on where your life structure is at. The economy is not doing good under Biden and obviously Kamala Harris. It was doing terrible, but the people that did have money just didn't watch the stuff because they were already checked out, and the numbers show that. There were some instances here and there where it panned out very well. An Avatar, Top Gun Maverick, one of the MC movies, two of them doing very well. Inside Out 2, Wicked, Despicable Me 4 did very well. Minecraft did very well. There's a few instances where people have money and they do want to splurge on a theater experience, but just constantly doing it like people were in the routine of it long time ago, it's not there anymore because they factored in many different things. One, the quality of movies has not really been that good. Debatably right now, I would say it's 60-40. I wouldn't say it's all bad. I wouldn't say it's all good. A little bit more bad than good, right? We're now at that point where people don't know if things are going to be good or bad, so they just wait, like Warren said. Like, streaming services have finally did what they were intended to do, which was essentially compete with the theaters. They do at this point now. Back in the day, they didn't do that because we used to be a lot more different 5-6 years ago, right? Like when someone had Netflix at like your job, you'd ask like, hey, you watch Netflix? They'd be like, yeah, sometimes. That's definitely not the case anymore. People are literally waiting for new movies to just drop on streaming services. Just waiting. If they don't feel like the theater experience is justifiable enough, they just wait. That's just how it works now. Like Sinners. People want to watch that. That's very hugely profitable for Warner Brothers. See, people want to go do it. They will. Now, that doesn't mean you still don't have money problems, but you will just kind of pick and choose what to see rather than just kind of blindly going to the theaters and seeing everything.
What happens when your customer base only can do one movie a month or one movie every 3 or 4 months? Then they have to be very picky. And then that's also where the goodwill stuff starts coming in. It's like, well, do I want to go see something good? What's up there right now? Thunderbolts, Sonic 3, Minecraft, Sinners. It's like, well, you can see the quality in Sinners. You see the quality in Sonic 3. You even see something in Minecraft, but you don't see it
very well.
with with other stuff. And the Snow White debacle damn near is going to destroy them doing any more live action cartoons. I think Lilo and Stitch will save it though. I think that's a $1 billion movie. But at the same time though, it's like, Disney. I would love to be that rich where you could lose that much and still keep making the same garbage without even slowing down.
And also, like Rob Liefeld. Rob Liefeld is an interesting human being. I'll just say that. I don't like he has that campaign that he hasn't fulfilled in almost like 10 years at this point. That I don't agree with at all. You should definitely get that done. But people are saying, "Oh, you're just a bitter, jealous person because you didn't get invited to an after party." I just want to point this out for people. Had him not create Deadpool, hold on right here. Hold on, this crazy thought. Should you treat the person that made the damn characters good? I'll say, we'll use Dragon Ball for example. Dragon Ball Z. Everyone knows what that is. The creator Akira Toriyama sadly passed away last year, which really, really fucking sucked. Let's just say Akira Toriyama had a new Dragon Ball Super movie coming out. I'm not saying I know any inside information about that. Just hypothetical, right? Let's say he had a new Dragon Ball Super movie come out. Would you, at any point, think in your head you should justify him not going to an after party? The person who checks notes made the damn thing? Yeah, that is insanely disrespectful that the person that made the thing didn't get invited to an after party. Those people should be, the creators should be treated like royalty, despite maybe people not liking their politics or whatever. It doesn't matter. Without them, the characters do not exist. You guys don't understand that because you don't. Some of you don't read comic books. It's more like people just don't think of comic book creators as on that level. But that doesn't happen for like anime and manga. Like, you know how much people love Akira Toriyama and Oda and Masashi Kishimoto and Tite Kubo? Those guys who created Bleach, Naruto, One Piece, and My Hero Academia, One Punch Man. Those people are beloved. Why don't we have that same level of love for our creators here? Keep in mind, they're the Japanese guys were inspired by us. Galactus, heavily inspired a Dragon Ball supervillain a while ago when they were doing the moral arc, you know? Like, come on.
Hell, My Hero Academia is just a anime or manga version of DC and Marvel, where every one of the planet's a mutant except for Deku. You know, so yeah. I mean, yeah, they're heavily influenced by Western, but Western's heavily influenced by them. Jim Lee is heavily influenced by Dragon Ball Z and other manga artists too.
Yeah,
and you know, he's like one of the biggest DC artists ever. Joe Madura. You saw a lot of manga influence, especially in the 90s and early 2000s. Mm-hmm. Some of the people, like when you look at Western style, they'll point to that more grittier, realistic, heavy hashed marked area. But there was a huge time period in the 90s and 2000s where the most popular artists all had massive manga influences, whether some current anti-manga people will admit it or not. There's like this really weird manga hating crowd in Western comics, indie comics, but they're just jealous, so I don't listen to them too much.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, I always tell people this. When it comes to manga and anime, it's basically no different than comic books on the absolute surface level. You're going to get, you know, manga and anime that are not as good. Some are going to be really good. Some are going to be overrated. It's the same thing. But manga sells better than Western comic books do. Actually, they always have sold better. Literally, if you look, when One Piece would come out with a volume every once in a while back in the day, it would always outsell. You just didn't know it because they didn't it just wasn't widely a thing that was talked about. Like, literally, a My Hero Academia volume would outsell pretty much everything from the Western comic industry, for being honest here, in the millions. So, like, comic books, I'm not going to go on that right now because you guys know how it should work at this point based off what I've said. But comic books sell in the thousands. Manga, the really, really high sellers, sell in the millions. Do you know how much of a discrepancy that is?
Yeah.
You know? Like, millions to thousands. Like, the highest selling Naruto volume, a random one, will be a higher seller than any Batman comic to ever exist.
And that's over here. Like, Batman's not outselling Naruto in Japan. Naruto's big there, and it's also big here. Like, we're not beating anybody on.
Yeah, the
Japan.
newest One Piece volume will outsell the entire comic book industry.
But that's Marvel.
And it's not just $1 million, right? It's literally in the upwards like 10 million books sold. It's actually doing insanely good. And that's all maybe for like an average volume with like an arc that maybe wasn't even that good, you know? Like, they're actually really not in the same league at all. But at that point, you would just be debating quality of storytelling. And it's like, well, with anime and manga, well, you're following one character versus like following five different same versions of the character and different book and titles. Oh, it's just so crazy when you really
and it's availability. A 12-year-old has a much more availability to a manga than they do to a Western comic. And that's
also cheaper too. When you factor
all
in
DC and Marvel's fault.
Yeah, like now they've did the DC Compact Comics and the Premier Collections for Marvel, which is good. But literally, if anyone wanted to save, you can even save money on manga in another way. So like certain mangas, I think all of them should have this. They don't. They should have this. There's this thing where mangas have omnibuses too. And or you could call them 3-in-1s. There's 3-in-1s and omnibuses. They're basically the same shit. Yeah. Right? Where literally, if you wanted to just read Dragon Ball Z, not Dragon Ball, just Dragon Ball Z, you want to collect all of it at once, you can just get every single Dragon Ball Z Viz Big Edition, 3-in-1s, volumes 1 through 9, all around $12, $15 with tax. You could probably even get them for less if you go on like eBay and get a decent seller and sell it to you. You can even get manga omnibuses around the same price you'd pay for a regular volume. Now, how much do our omnibuses cost? Our omnibuses cost MSRP on average of like $100.
Yeah.
Now you can get them discounted, obviously on like eBay, right? But that's still gonna get you for at least $80 minimum plus tax.
The Ninja Turtle ones are like $50 a piece.
And those
the
are
Invincible
hardcovers.
one, yeah, those Invincible ones are like that too. It's really expensive.
And I'm not trying to make it a manga versus comic debate, but it's just the actual money that you're spending on a manga versus the actual comic book. The manga just is a better bang for your buck. The regular size manga is like what 110 pages. It's basically a trade paperback. They're basically releasing a trade paperback.
Usually over 200, I think.
Right. So that's what 2 trades worth of a storyline there.
Hell, some trades are only like 3 issues, so it's like like barely breaking 70 pages on some of those Marvel trades. Availability, price point. Manga is for a reader audience. Marvel and DC print for a collector's audience, which is dying out, and that's the reason why comics are in such a hard spot right now, is because the customer base doesn't have money, and the customer base doesn't the collector part of it is gone out because the comics aren't worth anything anymore. That 9.2 slab you had of a Spider-Man book went from $1,000 to like $200, and now you're just like, oh shit, these guys used to think that they could buy these slabs and they were going to pay their kids college and become millionaires. Now you got guys selling their entire collection, slabs and all, for like less than $1 per comic.
And I even said this before. Marvel tried to counteract manga with the Epic Collection format, but the problem with the Epic Collection format is the price of it. It's like what I just said ago. For if you guys are listening, a manga omnibus is $12 to about $20. An Epic Collection MSRP is around $40. On eBay, or Amazon, you can get it for like $25. Just the amount of bang for your buck you get from a manga versus a Western comic book is totally different. Now, I would always say grab Epic Collections. Here's the problem with Epic Collections. They go out of print because Marvel doesn't print enough of them. They're supposed to be like, hey, I want to start reading Spider-Man from the very beginning. You can. And Spider-Man's one of the characters you can read from volumes 1 through wherever they're at right now. Do you want to keep spending $40 a piece? I would. I'm going to start collecting all Spider-Man Epic Collection very soon. But that's almost like $30 a book. So they're on volume 13. I think it's on volume 13 right now. So 40 times 13. Just do that for yourself. That's the price from getting Spider-Man from where it starts at, from the very beginning with the Amazing Fantasy, Stan Lee and Steve Ditko, all the way to where it's at right now. And that happens. I mean, Marvel releases trades and all that stuff, but it's like, anime just, would you say it's better storytelling? I would. You could argue it's about the same, if not better, But then again, Western comic books, as of before, I think they have better artists. I think Western comic book artists are way better in terms of dynamics, of fight scenes and everything, and design. And, make sure you guys go and support The Adventures of Sig and Joe on Kickstarter when it drops. See, there you go.
Based.
Thank you.
Anime has nothing on him. I'm just saying, manga, it can only hope to get up to where American comics are at.
Maybe we make Sig and Joe a manga. That's what we should do. We got to get you in
that works for me. Then I'll have a whole team of people working with me instead of just me.
If people don't know, even Akira Toriyama had editors. People think he just came up with all those great ideas. No, he definitely was a genius in his own right. But like the Android Saga, originally I'm pretty sure he wanted to end it with that, and then he created Android 19 and 20, and the editor was like, hey, the final villains of the show are some clown robot and an old man. Then he created 17, 18, and 16. They're like, oh, just some edgy teenager kids. Those are the final villains. Then he created Cell. He's like, this guy, the editor literally told him the designs of Imperfect Cell and Semi-Perfect Cell are ugly. That was the word. These are ugly. And then he created Perfect Cell. Even someone like Akira Toriyama, listen to the editors. that he had, a trusted one, and it really made his work better. The editors that we have over here are, you guys don't even know. Tom Brevoort is a fat piece of shit. Like, is a literal fat piece of shit. Good Lord.
Yeah, they're either doing not enough or they're doing too much because something's not working with Western editors.
It has to be editors that make these books as bad as they do. I mean, you can go back and look at Jonathan Hickman. He's a super nice guy, but he'll never admit it. But he had this big plan, and then he was like, you know what? I don't want to name names. It's like, John, stop it. Just say it's the editors. If you guys remember, it's the equivalent of basically what happened with Bo DeMeo. They put him on X-Men 97. He was supposed to be this like big architect of the whole thing. Then they took him off his own project and they put someone else on it. That is what essentially is what happened with Jonathan Hickman. He was going to have this big event with powers of 10 and all that stuff, and they took him off of it. You know, it was his idea. This is how that's like just disgusting. I hate our industry. It's bad.
It's the same problem with the movies, the TV. The same people who ramrod these creatives into doing stuff that they don't want to do, reshoots, rewriting, add this shit in, propaganda, blah, blah, blah. Then those are the ones that fire the creative because their artwork that they have mutilated, no one wants to look at anymore. And then the same CEO who mutilated the artwork is now firing the artist who made it, and they're looking for a new artist to make art so they can mutilate it and then blame it on the artist when it doesn't do good. It's just, you see it in video games, you see it in movies, you see it in comic books. It's all over the creative entertainment type kind of industries. These CEO executives are all like money, 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 add some gay, 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 and then they turn around and when it doesn't sell, they're just like, well, it's all this asshole's fault, and they fire him, and then they hire someone new, and it's just the same bullshit all over again. Disney is writing the textbook on this kind of bullshit and IP death. It's entertaining to watch. Like, I have never seen so many billion-dollar IPs be destroyed before by one company, but it's just like, I mean, it's impressive. You got to at least give them some props.
It's actually, if you look back on the MCU, this needs to be studied years later on. Literally, there need to be documentary videos about this made on YouTube. How they conquered cinema with what they did, capturing all these people that were that potentially have never been fans of superheroes in their entire life. Then, through their own actual disgusting, inflated ego, destroyed their own franchise themselves. They did it to themselves. They were the ones that destroyed their own universe, their own goodwill. No one else did it. I mean, you know, goodness gracious. I think you guys are weird. You guys are literally weird.
I got money on a race car bed. You need to solve the bed issue because this is everyone's starting to make bets now.
I had to flip a coin on it, but I either thought it was going to be bunk beds or an air mattress. It ended up coming up air mattress, so I put my money on that, but I lost.
All right, Miss Sparkles, hope you had a good day. But yeah, running into our only topic tonight because our only topic because I am going to be having sex with a lot of women, as you guys know. No, sorry, press X to doubt. That's what the kids say nowadays.
Let's put this up to a vote. Type 1 if you think he's going to have sex with a lot of women. Type 2 if you think he's not.
Emily believes me. That's all that matters. Right, Emily? You believe I'm going to have sex with my wife?
Emily does not believe you.
Don't you speak for her. Oh, God. Also, I know he doesn't watch the show. I mean, at least I don't think he does. Kata, it's his birthday today. So he is I met Kata at the meetup. He definitely was a short king. I was definitely taller, richer, better looking, obviously, you know. But it was awesome seeing Kata. He was a white black guy for sure. He was looking like one of those DJs at a club with sunglasses on.
Happy birthday, Kata.
Yep. You know, I know everyone can't be as hot and rich as good looking as me, but you know, that's where we're at right now. Give me literally 1 second. What the hell is this?
You know, On stream, you do exude the confidence of a much taller man, MSK.
Really?
Yeah, on stream. I mean, it's hard to fake that in person, but yeah.
Like, damn. Like, as I know, last night me and James streamed, putting together the PC. You guys were having a field day in the chat. I wasn't even looking at it. I was looking at my other computer for all like the emails and passwords and the logins and everything that I have on this one. And Gray was like, MSK, you're richer, taller, and better looking. And I'm like, thank you. Finally, you admit it. Everyone comes around to the Riz Master.
I don't remember him typing that at all. I don't remember
Yeah, neither do I. I remember thinking like, oh, James is looking better. No, I don't know exactly what to say. Maybe it's just in comparison to MSK.
Hell yeah. All right. Let's have some fun. Dang it. Ugh. I should probably lift these up. Nah, because whenever I move my hands, it always hits. All right. So gonna be definitely with this kind of setup now. All right. Should I do a Rasengan or a Kamehameha? Also, yeah, Naruto does a Rasengan like this. I wonder who was Masashi Kishimoto inspired by to have his character do that. Just saying. Yeah. Little homage right there. All right. Hey, everyone. I am a black guy, and I'm going to fuck your wife. Bam! Mic drop. Oh. No? That wasn't quality?
Strike one.
Take it from the top.
Yeah. We might need to take it black from the top.
Hey, do you want to try that thing that you did to your old monitor really quick? Do you just want to tap it?
When I had sex with this girl, I instantly destroyed her. Let me tell you that. Maybe I should do a stream like that. Just had sex with a girl. Here's my thoughts.
Type 1 if you believe him. Type 2 if you don't.
Good Lord. I'm going to type 3. Gray believes me. That's all that matters. Right, Gray?
Sure,
right.
That's all that matters. Sure.
Also, I couldn't keep that PC building stream on YouTube. I think I said some things in there that would actually get me in trouble. So, on my X account, if you do follow me, which you should because, that's me, you can view it there if you want to, or you can watch it on Rumble when I drop it there. I already downloaded it, so it's safe. I'm going to upload it on my Rumble channel pretty much later on tonight after I'm done. I think I also solved the League of Legends stream problem because when I was looking at the reason why streams would potentially drop. So it wasn't that the quality was ever lagging because I played it. I play all the streams. Anything that lagged, I would just gotten rid of, honestly. The connection would drop. As you guys know, when I would stream League of Legends, I can only stream like 3 games. So I downloaded Opera GX despite the whole claims of it being like Chinese spyware. If a random Chinese person wants to watch me jerk off to like hot, petite Latina women, fuck it. I don't care. I ended up just privately streaming League just for a little bit to see if the internet would drop. Didn't drop at all. So I want to test it out one more time. And then I'm going to potentially just, do another League stream, actually. I want to bring those back because I need to get myself into playing League again. I'm going to be rusty. I have to carry the team. I have to be the team shot caller like I'm the captain here. Everyone listens to me, and I got to lead all you guys in the battle, actually. No? All right. Hey, everyone. I am MSK, a.k.a. Master. I would love to bang your guys' wives. Just saying. Okay. All right. Enough entertainment. Enough entertainment. I'm focusing on Baby Yoda. He's everywhere. There's 4 of them now. Why is there 4 of them?
Oh, there will be more.
Oh, God. Goodness gracious. All right. Hey, everyone. I am MSK, a.k.a. Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about AMC movie theaters attendance and revenue down. So, as you guys know, movie theater attendance across the board has been not that good recently, and that is contributed to a lot of different factors, actually. But specifically regarding AMC movie theaters, they just had their quarter 1 reports for 2025, and the numbers were definitely not good. Now, you could probably attribute that to a lot of different things, actually. I am someone where, like, I love going to my movie theater. I love going to see a movie on the big screen and getting, my chili cheese nachos and getting an icy. I'm not the biggest popcorn movie theater guy anymore. I think for me, popcorn has kind of ran its course at the movie theater. I like getting other things. Like, I remember when I went to a Cinemark back when Fast X came out, the previous Fast and Furious movie, I had like chicken wings. I had 2 boxes of those. I had like Starbucks in there. They had like pizza. Woo! That shit was fire. And then I had a girl next to me on the side. Oh my
and
God.
her boyfriend. But wait, so you get 2 boxes of wings? Your wings come in boxes?
So the Cinemark that's 30 minutes down the hill where, past where I live, it is amazing in there. And then when we went and saw Across the Spider-Verse, that Miles Morales Spider-Man movie, I went with a girl, obviously, and it was just, man, food was great. The experience was great,
Was she aware of it?
And then you also
Just
must
because
consider
your Uber driver is female doesn't mean that she went to the movie with you. Just
like here, our theater doesn't really like have that. Honestly, it's very you use the word ghetto, but every time I do go out of town to go to like an AMC or a Cinemark, it's very, very fun. I've even been to the $5 theater here out, not in my city. You have to like drive 30 minutes down the hill for it. But
is the AMC's the fancy ones, like the IMAX
Yeah,
tilted
yeah.
seats and the more
Mhm.
good?
It's
Okay,
amazing.
yeah. They're
Truly
great.
amazing.
They're
Yeah.
great theaters, but it's like already an expensive experience,
Mhm.
and then they tack on a little bit more, like because
Yeah.
of the luxuries there. But
Yeah.
they're
So
awesome.
like if you're paying for a ticket, and you want that movie in IMAX where the seats like move and everything, if you have like a lot of those motion effects, oh my God, it is amazing. And I've been to enough, AMC movie theaters that we have out here. It's great. It truly is. I mean, I absolutely love going there. I love going to Cinemark and everything. But if we're being honest here, it's this thing in life where, have you guys had this feeling sometimes where like you knew something was going down in interest, but you couldn't really put your finger on it when? That's kind of what I felt like for movies, because even in my area, we used to have a big movie audience that would come out. Used to be like lines, to the park, like the parking lot to where like it ends. Used to be lines and everything, groups of people. That all just kind of died away. Like initially when that certain virus period was over, it was back to the same. But after years and years where the movie quality just really wasn't that good, the audience was essentially, not there anymore. I mean, there's still there's still a local attendance that is enough to keep it afloat, but it's just so dead sometimes when you go there. And it sucks because back in 2019, when the first Sonic the Hedgehog movie, in 2020, when the first Sonic the Hedgehog movie came out, a bunch of people were there. It was that same night where you had Sonic the Hedgehog, Birds of Prey. We had like Fantasy Island. Oh God, what a fucking terrible movie that was. Fantasy Island with Lucy Hale. Holy shit, that was garbage. But like, we had a big attendance for that movie, Fantasy Island, and the crowd was really into it. Oh my God, it was absolutely a fun experience. The movie was utter dog shit, but it was a great experience, obviously. But now when it comes to certain movie franchises that are movies that are distributed by certain companies, unless it's an IP that has a lot of people's interest, it doesn't have a big audience turnout. The last movie that had a big turnout for me was Scream 6. And Thunderbolts also had a decent one. Brave New World had a decent one. Deadpool Wolverine had a decent one for me. But man, Scream 6 was super fun. Everyone's into it. Everyone's having a good, like, fuck that bitch, stab her and everything. It's always fun, But movie theaters need to do this. And this is the number one thing that I always say they need to do. Number one is movies need to start on time. Not even just for a single hot, rich, good-looking guy like myself, obviously. But this happens with the Super Bowl. So an example of the Super Bowl being like, like you look up when does the Super Bowl start, and it says kickoff versus when like the actual event starts. So kickoff is when the actual game starts. The previous time, which is 30 minutes before, is when the actual event starts, when they do like the casters and all that stuff and the ceremonies and all that jazz, right? Movie theaters need to do that because people have kids, and if they want to go to the movie theaters during the week, people have to go to their jobs in the morning. They got to drive out potentially and everything. Movies need to start literally on time. If you want to have the previews, sure, don't take away that. Do 3 trailers in an ad and then basically start the movie on time. Like if a movie says it starts at 3:15 p.m. PST, it should show you on the ticket when the actual start time is. So if you want to be there for the previews and the experience and all that stuff, getting ready for the movie, you can. But if you want to arrive there on time when the movie is roughly about to start, it needs to start on time. Guys, people have lives. They can't be staying out with their kids. Like kids, if you keep them up for too long, they can't go to sleep. They're tired when they wake up in the morning. A bunch of stuff. You need to just start movies on time. Also, they need to have better incentives for bringing people back to the theaters. I feel like the incentives for bringing people to the theaters have not been there. You have the $5 Tuesdays, you do, but that really hasn't been helping recently. A lot of people don't actually know this too. Studios actually negotiate higher percentages for the box office ticket prices a lot, So like if the prices of the tickets have went up and they're making a lot of money, the studios will negotiate a higher percentage of the ticket prices. Movie theaters make most of their money on the concessions. That's the reason why you can't ever justify for them to slash their concession prices, because that's how they keep their lights on, pay their rent, and their employees. The movie tickets are essentially, when you become an adult, this is a saying, things are already spoken for. The actual ticket prices and all that is already spoken for, So that is not something that they can count on for constant revenue. So I'll ask you guys before we get into this. I'll start with the Lunch Rush Warren. What do you think? Not just AMC. What do you think movie theaters need to do to bring the audience back? Because they have no control over what movies get created. That's the studio's fault, So that's not their fault. But what do you think needs to happen for the movie theater attendance and revenue to go back up?
I don't really think. It's kind of just like with comic book stores and comic books. They're dependent on the product, and if the economy and everything was doing better, I think you would definitely see turnout doing better. But you're dealing with an industry that already has, like, they can't knock their prices down much. They can't really do anything about movie quality. What they can do, which I know Regal does a lot of, is show some old classics and then make some money off of bringing people in to watch. I think they just recently did, was it Revenge of the Sith during the anniversary
Re-release.
Yeah, do some summer re-releases. It's like, hey, we're gonna show Jaws for 2 weeks or something along
Release
those
like
lines.
The Matrix. Release
Yeah,
that.
The Matrix, RoboCop, Predator. I remember for a while the theater was even doing marathons where it's like Harry Potter 6 is coming out. Come and watch all 6 of them in a row. Stuff along those lines will help out. But until movie quality gets better, they might just be going, it might just be to the point where you're only going to see movie theaters in big cities. Like, I live in a smaller town where there's not much shit going on. And just like you said, when you live in a town where there's barely anything going on, and then now people aren't going to the movie theater, when you only have like 3 choices in my town to bowl, movies or meth, and it's like people are
Wait a
just
minute.
not going.
Minus the bowling. We had
Yeah.
bowling. We have meth. We have Walmart.
Yeah, so people are not going bowling as much, and they're no one are watching movies, so it's like you only have one option really left here. So yeah, I don't know if there's anything can save it, honestly. Better economy and better movies.
The only thing that can truly save it is putting out enough good movies in a row that brings people back, because there's no incentive to go to the movie theaters based off several different factors. One of them being the fact that they themselves, the studios, basically told people non-verbally, you don't have to value the theatrical experience, because they took their big blockbuster movies and threw them on the streaming service. Warner Brothers in 2021, they did that, day and date release date. A lot of studios tried that. That really didn't work because people would prefer watching movies in the theaters at that moment in time because we were like locked down. But over time, they stopped doing that. And they basically, with big blockbusters, they took them out of theaters in 2 weeks. So right there, when that started happening, when big blockbusters started leaving theaters in 2 weeks, that was the beginning of the end, specifically for killing the interest in the theaters, because the studios non-verbally said, we don't value our movies enough for streaming for the theaters. Go watch them on a streaming service.
Push back on you, man. So like last year,
oh yeah,
The Good
Grace here.
Robot.
How you
or
feeling,
whatever,
man?
You know, I gotta be honest. You did a lot of talking, so I was feeling sick to myself a little bit. But now that you've stopped, I'm feeling a little bit better. But you know, okay. So The Good Robot last year, it was still in the top 10 for I can't remember how many weeks after it was in streaming. It just seems like it's a new model where they're able to go after two separate demographics. Like,
Yeah.
yes, there are fewer people going to the actual theater, but it didn't seem to actually stop anyone from going to the theater, the fact that they could still stream that movie. But it also opened it up for, you know, the people streaming at home. So I don't know, man. That's obviously not going to work for every movie, but yeah, I think with family films, you're just cutting off an entire section that aren't going to the movie theater anymore. And these theaters, they've tried a bunch of wacky stuff.
They don't go for Disney
there was
family
an-
movies, remember? Illumination. Illumination still has them. They put out that one with the coyote, Bad Guys. That one did very well, actually. You know?
Yeah, we're getting a
Maybe
sequel
it's
or
just
another
Disney
one
family
this
movies
year.
that people don't care about. Maybe it's just them.
I don't know,
Well,
because
Mustafa
even then,
did good.
yeah, it didn't do horrible.
Yeah, I did good
And I
financially, didn't it?
I think Lilo and Stitch is going to be like the hit of the year.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but man, it looks pretty decent. And there's actually like a rumble around that one where I haven't heard a rumble for any of the live action ones. So we'll see. But I don't think it's going to really, I don't know. I don't think it's going to hinder them as much as you'd think, because they're looking for wacky things to get people into the theaters.
I know the theaters.
You know,
are trying.
Warren was kind of talking about like, since bowling is kind of waning or whatever, I know a couple theaters around me tried weird things like that. Like they put a bowling alley in it. I know I've been seeing a bunch of stories of like pickleball courts being added in theaters.
They should do cornhole.
You know, that's
like
what
cornhole.
everyone wants to do. They want to, you want a cornhole and then go to a movie. I don't know about that.
Cornhole
but
at the movie theater.
they're doing other weird things like second screen options where essentially they do like sing-alongs and trivia, like so your phone is also used in it, and then you've also got the screen going. I don't know if that's the experience that people want, but it gets people back for multiple viewings.
Your theater has the bars.
Yeah, we've got like 2 of them that do the actual drinking, but I don't know. We've also got like AMC's and a couple of the other major chain ones, and they don't do that stuff. So I don't know. It's kind of more the niche one. Like if I want to go see an RC film, I can get drunk while I see it. Like cool, but
that's the only way to watch Disney movies is getting drunk. No, it's just the other thing to kind of reel it in with streaming is streaming gives families the ultimate choice of, do we want to shell out the money for the movie that we want to watch, or do we wait to watch it? Now, back in the day, we didn't have that as an option. You would just have to go. Either you want to see the movie, or you'll wait like 6 months until it's on like DVD, Blu-ray, or whatever at a single point. You know, streaming has finally did something where it gave people the option of like, hey, if I don't really think this is going to be a valuable theatrical experience, I'm just not going to go. And that's what they decided now at this point, and that's what streaming is able to do. But that also hinders the movie theaters.
It's just not the same. So granted, maybe you didn't have the same experience, but I gotta say that Deadpool Wolverine movie totally elevated the experience, just being in a crowd that was like excited to see it, and they were like,
that's the one that people
cheering
will
on
shell the money out
scene.
for. Like there's movies that people will just undoubtedly, I'm gonna go see that no matter what. Like the MCU, despite how bad we've talked about it, which is true, and everything we said is correct, for the MCU, given how bad it still is, people are still like, you know what? It might eventually get back to where it was before. I'm still gonna go watch this, which is terrible. It's actually bad, but
Well,
you know,
I think kids though are different. Like I would agree that streaming affects viewers like me or viewers that don't have kids, but when Minecraft comes around, all the parents are hearing about is they want to see it right now. They don't want to go wait for a month and a half, 2 months for it to come out on TV. They want to see it right now. But kids want to see Sonic right now. They want to see How to Train Your Dragon, Lilo Stitch. I think that if anything, kids are a driver to drive parents out of the house. Because I think if you're an adult and you're working and you're doing all of this, the last thing you want to do sometimes is drag yourself out for a $50 night, $100 night to just go watch a movie that's probably going to suck. But kids, though, they want it now. They want to go see it. So, I think that's the reason why you start seeing like some of these kid movies, if they don't have all the bullshit around them, are actually doing better than a lot of the other stuff. Because if they don't bog it down with bullshit like they did Snow White, Snow White could have been $1 billion movie. That should have been a home run. But, I think Lilo and Stitch will be. I think How to Train Your Dragon, the live action, I'm hyped for that one.
I always call it How to Fuck Your Dragon, but that's just me.
My nephews love that series because I showed it to them, and they want to see it.
That Christmas little special they did was so cute. It almost like I didn't cry, but it's like, oh my god, I'm happy for you, And this is the thing where I believe the theaters can make a comeback, but it has to be a collaborative effort with the studio. Okay, so the studios going to CinemaCon every year and being like, oh, we value the theatrical experience. You guys take your movies out of the theaters when they're doing well after 2 weeks. You do not value the theaters. Stop. I'll be honest here. If they could cut the theaters out of it, they would. Being completely honest here, they would do it if they actually had the opportunity. But they know that the theaters are vital to keeping the experience alive and comes to like fan interest and reaction on stuff. I mean, Warner Brothers was probably loving the reactions that the Minecraft movie was getting. I mean, the Minecraft movie was one of the most surprise hits of the year, just absolutely just killing it, the box office, right? But then they also need to understand if they make better movies from the studio, ticket sales will go up, which means if you sell higher tickets at the movie theater, then you will obviously get more percentage of the box office revenue because it's a debate on how much they actually renegotiate for every year. I mean, we know they mostly take 45%. The theaters take that. So it's like, god damn, it's like that doesn't leave a lot for the theaters if they're taking 45%. And it's renegotiated like every year, right? So studios need to understand, you make better movies, those sales go up. So you don't have to constantly renegotiate. You're going to have a base minimum after most of that. But let's go over the other information we have for this video because this is very vital for what has been happening with AMC and the movie theaters attendance revenue being down. So in the first quarter of 2025, AMC Entertainment reported lower revenue and attendance compared to the same period in 2024. Revenue decreased to $862.5 million, a 9.3% drop from $951.4 million in 2024. Attendance also fell with 41.9 million admissions, a 10.1% decrease from 41,903 admissions in 2024. Elaboration. First quarter 2025, AMC Entertainment experienced a decline in both revenue and attendance during the first 3 months of 2025 compared to the previous year. Revenue decline. The company's revenue for the first quarter was $862.5 million, which is a 9.3% decrease from $951.4 million reported in the first quarter of 2024. Attendance drop. Theater attendance also saw a decrease with 42 million admissions in the first quarter of 2025, down 10% from 47 million admissions reported in the same period in 2024. Industry context, the industry-wide domestic box office was notably lower in the first quarter of 2025 compared to prior years. And that is also contributed to the last part, which is factors contributing to decline. factors such as economic conditions, the lack of blockbuster movies, and the ongoing competition from streaming services may have contributed to the decline in attendance and revenue. Lack of blockbusters.
Not to mention NASQUAC.
Like, you also, I mean, there's blockbusters that come out, but it's not blockbusters that people just want to go and see. Like Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning will be seen by a lot of people.
Yeah, but even then, like, come on, it was supposed to be what was it? Final? No, what was the last one called?
2.
Yeah, so it is kind of a decline. Like it sucks. I was just looking it up the other day. None of the Mission Impossible ones have crossed the $1 billion mark. Not that every movie has to, but
yes,
it's not exactly like these ones have really like blown up the theaters or anything like that. Yeah, it's going to be a big one this year, but you know, it was supposed to be part 2 of a series and it didn't hit the goal that they wanted to. So instead, now they're ending the series instead of doing a direct sequel to the last one. That being said, there are still going to be some really big ones this year. WZ was putting in there F1, Mission Impossible, Superman, Fantastic Four, Lilo and Stitch, and there's like one other, How to Train Your Dragon, and the Jurassic Park one. There's going to be some huge hits this year. We're not there yet, and the start of this year was just abysmal. So I don't know.
July is going to be an insane month for movies. That's going to be a big month for movies. I think you're going to see theaters essentially making their whole profit that month. Like, that's going to be a big one.
I think so, and it's going to be really hard competition for all these movies. They're basically getting 1.5 weeks each, and that's kind of it. And it's one big one after another. So we'll see what it ends up being. But man, I think the kids' movies, from what we've seen last year, these family ones just really seem to be the ones that just have legs.
Also,
so I think it's going to be Lilo and Stitch and How to Train Your Dragon.
Like Gray said a while ago with the whole IMAX thing. Have you noticed with certain movies? I noticed this with all but Tenet. If you watch Tenet at the theaters, that people have said, the sound is really too loud. It's off sometimes. Like the sound mixing is off for certain movies. Like, I know that could kind of, I don't know if that's a big deterring factor to not seeing a movie, but I've noticed that. Like, the sound mixing has been really weird for some movies lately. But, you know, what do I know? When I go to the theaters, I take my wife and we have sex before the movie and after the movie, as you guys know.
Well, press 1 if you agree, 2 if you do not.
God.
Plus, there's that extra chair. Yeah, I don't know. So WZ brought it up, but it's like now the movie theater has to deal with, or has to compete with your TV that's 4K and huge. You know, even the lowliest among us has a very nice TV, and man, you know, it's not that huge step up going to a movie theater. Sometimes it's, you know, more blurry, and sometimes those speakers don't really hit. But man, the ones that are meant for actual IMAX, I'm thinking Sinners. Again, MSK will never see it because, you know, he's got a certain principle, and then on top of that, it's cinema. But man, there is some really amazing things going on with like aspect ratio and everything in there that you only get to kind of experience with that IMAX thing. I really wish that was kind of the standard. Sadly, the AMC theater by me is just a standard theater. I think they've just got the Dolby package or something like that. But man, IMAX goes hard with sound that like literally shakes the seats. I don't know. When I'm going to the theater, I'm not thinking I just want to go see a standard movie. Usually it has to be something that's kind of worth it, and that IMAX really is. But not every movie shown on IMAX is worth it. So I don't know. I'm of a kind of different minds in this. But yeah, I think this summer is going to really be crazy, and I'm looking forward to seeing a bunch of these in IMAX.
All right. AMC to offer 50% off tickets on Wednesdays starting this summer. New York AMC Theaters, the world's largest theater chain, will be offering even more discounts to moviegoers starting this summer. Beginning July 9th, the movie theater chain will offer 50% off adult movie tickets on Wednesday for those part of the AMC Stubs reward program. AMC already offers discounted tickets on Tuesdays for Stubs members, which will continue, the company said. You guys remember Movie Pass? Oh, God. Movie Pass.
Movie Pass was awesome, man. When they first did it, and it was like such the The stupid deal that it wasn't supposed to be. Just oh man, it was awesome.
Oh, it was so good when it first came out. That was a really good time to be a moviegoer.
For sure. I just got on the tail end of that, but
Yeah.
I wish I had known what it was. It was like, that's too good to be true. There's no way that's real. Turns out it was, just they could only do it for a minute.
Jeez. Well, you know how Movie Pass went? A lot of the fraud allegations came in. Unlike me, I'm not a fraud. I'm a top G Riz Master King here, actually. Movie theaters have been battered by dual Hollywood strikes and the rapid rise of streaming services, as well as the crush card virus pandemic, which effectively shut down movie attendance. AMC has also faced increasing competition from smaller, more luxurious options like IPIC theaters and Alamo Drafthouse. AMC made a number of changes to stay afloat, such as revamping in-theater offerings and investing in concert films. Although there's been a resurgence at the box office, that's debatable. The theater giants' U.S. attendance recently fell more than 11% in the first quarter of 2025 compared to the year earlier. CEO Adam Aron called the drop an anomaly that has already corrected itself. I mean, he has to say that. In an earnings call last week, he says, and I quote, you go ahead.
Just the early part of this year really sucked, even compared to the early part of like the last couple years. He might not be wrong when he's saying that it is. You're right. He's not going to say the business sucks. It's all failing. Oh my God. Like it's the end of the world. He is probably going to say it corrected itself, but man, we are seeing a bunch more movies come in, like the Minecraft movie. Nobody expected that to make as much as it has already. But man, it does seem to be somewhat correcting. But I don't know. I'm kind of on board with his statement so far.
True, because we are getting. I mean, July isn't that known for like being the biggest month for cinemas anyway?
Yeah, July is usually the thing, and we've got 3 huge ones at least that month.
Like August, September, when kids go back to school and when summer's over, it's usually the worst part, for theaters, which is gonna suck because you might feel it really hurt after July. Realistically, we could not afford to have made this change to our ticket pricing strategy until the box office showed true signs of sustained recovery. Aaron said in a release Monday, he said the April and May box office numbers have been booming, a trend that he expects to continue for the rest of the year. Booming at this point? There's been like every blockbuster has like technically failed. I guess. Paul Durgarabedian, senior media analyst at Comscore, said the deal is coming at an auspicious time with the upcoming summer box office approaching. July releases include Superman and Jurassic World Rebirth, and you also have Fantastic Four. The excitement and anticipation that surrounds the upcoming slate on the big screen will make a midweek bargain option a huge winner for AMC and most importantly for moviegoers who, with so many movies on their must-see list, will appreciate the discount and come back for more over the coming weeks, he said. Aaron said that Tuesdays have some of the highest movie attendance of the week. Yeah, because if you charge, $5 for a ticket, then you're going to have people that are going to come in. I mean, that's literally easy, So, Warren has to head out for a second.
Yeah, I apologize. I'll be back.
That's fine. You're good. All right. So I have Gray, and he loves me, actually.
Sure. I'm totally here.
Though premium movie theater experiences like IMAX and Dolby Cinema cost more, AMC said the 50% discount will also apply to those on the base ticket price, and the 50% off deal may exclude certain movies or holidays, obviously. AMC did not indicate how long the promotion would run or if it's a permanent change. It is free to join the basic AMC Stubs Insider program, which currently has over 36 million members at all levels. So, yeah, I know they did like rewards programs with AMC and stuff like that. Like our theater here has one of those too, but I don't know if that's actually made an impact on theater attendance going up as having like a rewards program, because every company has a rewards program, like gas companies do have it. Every restaurant has one at this point. But yeah, get to our final thoughts and opinions on this. We'll start with Gray. What do you think, man?
Yeah,
Think the movie theater experience gonna bounce back?
I think it will. I think there is nothing like that cinema experience of actually being there where the entire audience is just totally into a film.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Again, I think the only time that I've experienced that in recent history is with Deadpool Wolverine. Nothing plays like a comedy when there's an actual audience there and they're just actually cracking up. Sadly, I can't think of the last comedy that I actually saw that worked in a theater. But man, those experiences, it's really what kind of keeps you going back, and it is one of those magical times. Uh, so I'm all on board them doing another kind of discounted day. Uh, Tuesdays are always an option. There were a bunch of movies that it's like, I didn't catch it the opening weekend or whatever, but for $5, yeah, I could see that flick. And now with Wednesday being half off as well, as Dingus Den kind of pointed out, having smaller, more affordable screens is good for smaller movies that you don't want to pay like a premium small price for. I think you're right. The thing is, I basically was deciding which movie am I going to go see, and if I'm going to see it and it's only like a couple bucks extra, I'd rather see it in IMAX. But man, it being half the price, I might consider AMC now. So I hope it works out for them. I don't want the theaters to go away, man. It's such a unique, and I love that experience. Just, yeah, it would be a shame if the theaters went away for some reason. So, this might actually get me to start supporting my local AMC because, to be honest, there was nothing that special about the actual theater. It is kind of a smaller one, like Dingus was saying. So, I don't know. This might actually get me to go there if it's going to be a smaller price. There's one closer that does the $5 Tuesdays thing, so that's definitely always an option. But I kind of didn't think about the half price Wednesday thing. That might actually get me to go.
Yeah,
So, I think it'll work on me.
Yeah, for me personally, I think these steps are definitely in the right direction. The problem is like, hey, because the movie quality is what really hinges on all this stuff working. But if you actually charge a certain amount for a ticket price on the weekdays versus the weekends, I think that can and should get people back in, because people always will say when you go to a theater, the biggest problem is that the prices are too expensive. The ticket, like on tickets alone, you could already be spending like $80 potentially for bringing like a family, 2 people. It's going to be like already 40, $50, So on the weekdays when people have like their days off, $5 Tuesdays, half price off tickets on Wednesday or days like that, Monday through Wednesday is good actually. But like the theaters, they need to start putting out movies that people want to go see more. It literally, I promise you guys, it hinges on them. They start dropping movies that people want to see more. The ticket sales will go up. So yeah, thank you guys for checking out this video. If you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. I'm MSK, aka Master Swag King, and we're going to sign out, guys. See you guys later. Peace. All right. If you guys didn't hear Warren at the end of that video, when you're watching it, I have to make several edits to that video when I drop it because on my new computer, I have to essentially mute the tab that I'm going to be showing you people sometimes, because like if I hit the audio, it's going to go on the video. So there's 2 times I have to edit the video where that happens actually. Jeez. Then I have to edit the part that Warren is done in the video because he has to go and help his brother with something. So, yep, 3 marks to edit. I'll have to remember that, honestly. So
it just will never be done. Okay, fair enough.
Goodness gracious. Did you hear that when you were talking? Did you hear something?
No.
Like there was it was accidentally during when you were talking, unintentional, where like I was seeing this clip and then it would play accidentally. I don't know if
what were you watching while I was talking, sir? How dare you?
Like it was just like
no, I didn't hear it, but what can I say?
It was a basketball play. You didn't hear like crowd going off or anything?
I mean, I usually hear a crowd going off when I'm speaking, but
wow.
It's hard for me to tell whether it came from the earphones or just inside my head. What can I say? I didn't hear anything, but that is kind of the usual fanfare that I hear.
Damn.
And the audience seems to be okay with it. WZ is saying, "Sir, we don't care about minimal sounds." So
I do. I have to take him out. I know I did it like twice. Oh my god. Is MSK hearing things? If you guys didn't hear it, that's good. But I don't know if you guys heard it. I don't know. I have to play the stream back and see if you guys heard it. Because if I can hear it, I know you guys did hear it, and you guys wouldn't tell me if you heard it. So I have to edit it out because I don't trust your kind. Just kidding.
I mean, I didn't notice it, but I am using this show as kind of like third screen material, so I don't know. I zone out from time to time.
There was no sounds. Are you, like, well, I will say, to be fair, I did mute it insanely quickly. So before there probably was a huge thing. Like, I know I did it twice. So like on this computer, so like usually when you share the audio on StreamYard, it would just come through my headset on the previous one, the way it was set up on this other computer. But for this one, the audio would get played out of the speakers, and it's like, well, because I know Warren heard it when we were playing it, but to be fair, that was different.
Well, that was the weird videos that you were playing through your speakers. I mean, come on.
Did you hear anything like that during the video?
We did not hear your OnlyFans sites. No.
Dang it. Is he gray? No, Michael. I will have to worry about it because I'm over dramatic like James. I'm joking with you guys. But yeah, Warren had to step out to help his brother.
Wait a minute. When you said applause, did you mean a clapping like sound that we were supposed to hear?
Yes.
Like, it's not actual people's hands clapping, though,
No,
right? It was just
a
clapping like sound.
Just like you could hear a crowd cheering, because I was watching a basketball replay of a player getting injured.
Basketball. You were watching some balling.
Literally, I don't watch porn. I give up on that lifestyle. I'm basically 2 days clean of porn.
What? But I heard your girl Amaranth might be going through marital troubles right now. I thought you were all over that.
Right there. That's
not everyone, surely.
That's everyone's girl. Holy crap. And she's lunch for a lot of different black dudes from what I heard too. Jeez. Also, when it comes to like some of these tabs on Google Chrome, I have to put it back up to the max page size that I was at before. I like having my pages at 150. They have them now centered on 90. Who has their Google Chrome pages on 90? Weirdos. Oh my
Usually
God.
have it at like 65.
You have it on 65? How do you read that
what
stuff?
Can I say, man? Easily. I don't know.
Goodness gracious. And I usually got to go on Instagram and see how hot the girls are. Damn, she looking
sure. Instagram and girls. Sure.
Yes, that's how life is. A lot of girls want to make love to me, and I got to kick them out. What else do we have? It's Pokemon's birthday. Damn, girl. You're looking all types of juicy.
Huh. So getting back to the chicken wings in a box. They serve chicken wings in a box at your movie theater? You said I had to get chicken wings, 2 boxes. Seriously? Yeah. They come in a box in your theater?
Huh. Yeah. They come in it would be like the equivalent of stuff like this.
Oh, a basket. Okay.
Oh my God. Dang, Alinity is looking too juicy. Fuck.
A Leonard tree?
Alinity. She's a hot Colombian girl. Then why is there so much porn on Instagram? Holy crap.
Yeah, if only you could decide what you were looking at. Yeah, I'm with you, Dingus. I wish my theater had chicken wings. Again, I've got this art house theater by me that they do serve like beer and real food, but they wouldn't give you a boat of wings like it would be an actual platter like you'd get at a restaurant.
Yeah, so
I was just curious about MSK's box of wings theater.
We don't have that here. No, I can only get chicken wings from a movie theater if it's at an AMC or a Cinemark or one of those bigger movie theater chains. Our local movie theater just has basic like popcorn and nachos and
Based.
pretzels and all that stuff. I don't pretzels are over. I can't do them. Pretzels.
You can't do pretzels, but you want chili nachos for your movie. Come on, man. Come on.
Real like hot dogs. I don't know how you guys eat. James, he likes his hot dogs. He loves putting big meat down
Eat
his throat.
hot dogs. If I were to guess what you ate during a movie, I would have thought perhaps the tubular meat. But okay, you choose nachos.
I like foods I
Fair
can
enough.
shovel in my mouth without looking at them. That's what my wife said last night about my cock. So, I mean, popcorn is like, I don't know, like the usual typical movie theater snacks that everyone gets. I'm just not the.
Dude.
It's not that I don't like popcorn or popcorn related.
Popcorn is S tier. It is the movie food, and man, the movie theater popcorn. There's nothing like it. Oh, so good.
I hate it when they put too much butter is just too much. It has
Too
to be the
much.
right amount.
What the fuck is wrong with you, man?
Why are you yelling?
Oh,
at
I don't
me?
like popcorn. I need it to be like, very plain and cardboard like.
Just light
And then I don't
butter.
like it. No, man, not light butter. You got to go heavy with it. Then pretty heavy with the salt too.
Oh no, salt! You're gonna kill, motherfucker.
And then if you want to get real funky with it, you can get something fun in there. Every once in a while, my wife loves to do the junior mints in there. I don't really get that, but man, it can be fun. But I'm totally with the crowd there. You gotta, shovel stuff into your face hole while you're watching a movie.
It's not like I'm not a popcorn fan. I used to always eat popcorn at the movie theater, but it just over time I just stopped doing it, and I've never regretted my decision since. Honestly,
I don't understand. How would you possibly choose movie theater nachos over popcorn?
nachos are amazing.
It's not even like real nachos though. It's like those shitty like stale chips and then that little like weird packet of slightly heated up like plastic.
Oh, you guys
don't
love
get me wrong.
sweet and salty, don't
It's
you?
not horrible.
Good
But
love.
it's popcorn,
not-
man. It's S tier.
No. You don't pick those nachos over popcorn.
I always, every time, chili cheese nachos with popcorn, every time. The ices. I don't typically get like ice cream. Sometimes I get ice cream. Sometimes I don't typically.
You sometimes get ice cream at the movie theater. Like,
an ice
I don't
cream
even know
sandwich
that.
or a Snickers bar.
Okay, I guess
Snickers-
they do have those there. I was gonna say I don't even think any of the theaters around me have ice cream, but
Yeah, so
fair enough.
ours has like
with
the
the bars
Snickers
they
ice
do.
cream bar, the Twix ice cream bar. I've never actually had the Twix ice cream bar. I heard good things about them. I have an ice cream sandwich. The one thing I've never bought at a movie theater is candy. I've never actually bought candy at a movie theater.
You buy
come
that
on.
before you
Then
go.
You've never lived then. You need to pay $20 for a little box of raisins.
I'd rather just go to the Dollar Tree that's up the street. You can pay like $1 for the same thing. Literally the same thing.
Yeah,
I've
but
had
it
pizza
comes
watching
in
the
that
same thing.
weird
I love it.
packaging that you can only get at the movie theater.
Oh my god, man.
It's weird, and the packaging looks huge, but then it's really small. I thought you'd relate to it, MSK.
I'm more of the big package guy, as you guys all know. But hey, I'm just saying the ices
Size
are
queen,
the best.
we get you.
Ices are the best. Oh my god. Get chili cheese nachos, ices, and maybe an ice cream sandwich. I need all the snacks when I'm eating. I'd rather have chicken wings over pizza. Cause like if it's a Pizza Hut, Pizza Hut's fucking nasty. I'll never eat Pizza Hut ever. I'm good on that.
Pizza Hut, like in the movie theater.
So like some of
that
our
would be
theaters
awesome.
have like you know how like they'll have like maybe a mom and pop pizza place in a theater. Ours would have like a Pizza Hut in a theater, or like a Starbucks too. Like if there's a Starbucks, I'll even do Starbucks at a movie theater. That's good.
I kind of dig Starbucks. Sometimes, some caffeine with them. Okay, so I'm a coffeeaholic. So anytime there's a coffee available, I want that. But I don't know, man. We don't have like any pizza joints like connected to our actual theaters. The closest again is that like art house one that I'm talking about, where they actually serve like beer and stuff. You can actually get like wood-fired pizzas there too. So it's like real food.
Yeah, we have one like that too, where it's like the movie doesn't show up on its premiere date, but it's like after the
Yeah.
regular theater gets rid of it, it shows up there. But it's like a Kelso theater. They call it the Kelso Theater Pub, where it's essentially beer and pizzas they make on site, and then like every other row they took out and put tables in, so you can
Yeah.
actually sit at it. Yeah, so yeah, it's a
I
fun
think it's the
little
same type of experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is awesome. And I know that I'm going to be paying more for that, but you also know that you're getting like real food. It's not like,
Yeah.
they're
Well, good luck
like,
buying a burger at AMC. That's going to cost
Yeah.
you like fucking $100.
yeah, I don't know. I can't understand your nachos, man. And then
Yes.
on top of that, the insult of calling that whatever that weird mystery meat slurry is chili. Come on, dude. That is not chili.
It's
I
alpha.
would rather bring a pocket full of cheese and a pocket full of chips than do the movie theater nachos.
No, it tastes great. Oh my goodness. I should go back for seconds, but I usually eat it so fast at this point now. It's just, oh my god. I love it. I love it. I'll even film that when next time I do a episode of Full Dave going to the movie theater. I'm gonna film me eating the chili cheese nachos. So good.
So instead of pirating the movie, we're just going to see if it's going to turn back.
MSK gets kicked out for filming his mukbang at the movie theater.
If I film myself having sex with a girl in a theater, that's basically porn. But the next movie that's supposed to be coming out that's big is Ballerina.
Oh yeah, that's coming
I'm watching
up in a
that.
couple weeks.
I am watching that. I've watched every John Wick movie except for number 4. But as you guys know, I love me some Ana de Armas. Oh my god! Oh, so good.
I think you're discounting Final Destination Bloodlines. That's coming out this weekend. I think that's going for number 1 this weekend, but I don't think it's going to be a big one.
Well,
I think it's going to be like one weekend and drop.
Ballerina's not till the first week of June, so that means Final Destination will have a couple weeks at number 1, and then Ballerina. I don't know if Ballerina will take a spot though, because that's like action John Wick revenge movie.
Yeah, so like
Final Destination is pure horror.
Like that would prove if Ana de Armas actually has any box office draw, because Knives Out, it's a lot of stars there, you know.
Yeah.
No Time to Die, she was barely in that, honestly. And that movie, Deep Water, she was in with Ben Affleck, was just. Oh,
I think Keanu Reeves is going to bring out more people than her.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah. Well, but it's the John Wick from the world of John Wick or whatever. So I don't know. I think there is some goodwill still from that franchise.
Yeah.
People don't view it as horrible, so I think they want to see what it's going to expand beyond Keanu into.
I love the John Wicks, even though the 4th one, I was kind of just like, okay, you guys have stretched this dog killing storyline far enough.
Yeah.
It's starting to feel a little ridiculous in this world with no police officers.
Well, Lilo and Stitch is dropping. Lilo and Stitch comes out on the week of the 22nd for May.
Yeah.
This week it's Final Destination, like you said, but I've never really seen Final Destination movies like that. I mean,
what? You're not afraid to drive next to like a logging truck? Dude, come on.
Oh, that's
scar yourself.
Yeah, that movie is scarred in like 2 generations of drivers.
Unless you guys are gonna go see Karate Kid Legends, you know.
God no.
I don't know, man. I hear it's not doing horrible worldwide.
Final Reckoning's dropping this week, I think. I think it's this week or next week. I could be wrong.
I don't think it's this week.
I thought it was July.
No, that movie's coming in June. Because
never mind.
What happened with Tom Cruise when he waited to drop his movie in July the last time? It got galvanized.
So they don't want to be part of the Fantastic Four, Superman, Jurassic Park.
Yeah, he learned his lesson after last time.
Well, that makes sense.
Is this really going to be the final movie?
Yeah.
I think so. But yeah, shit, they're saying May 23rd. So yeah.
Oh, wow.
Next week.
Is my theater really not getting it? You said May 23rd, right?
Yeah, that's what it's showing me right now on Google.
Okay, we're getting it. Thank goodness.
Yeah, I honestly don't know why more summer blockbusters don't pick like February. Like
yeah.
Imagine Fantastic Four came out in February and it was good.
Well,
you know.
So one tried. It wasn't good, but if you remember, it was Valentine's Day that Captain America 4 released.
Yeah, it's true.
It's not a huge time that people are really looking for, hits at the theater, sadly.
Yeah.
I don't know that movie would have done better if it was released in the summer, but they tried it this year. It just it didn't go so well.
Yeah, that is true. It might have been different if it was a better movie, but at the same time, though, it is a weird time to go see a big film. So,
So Dingus is saying that here the new Mission Impossible is a good send off, but it could still continue. So, hell yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how all of the movies are seen now. Like even if it's the final one, if it does good enough, we can write another one. Like come on,
Yeah.
we can bring him back.
That's how it's justified. Yeah, I saw the first 6. We did movie reviews of them. I know I did, but I don't think I did a good enough job on the reviews, so I'm probably never going to release them. I would probably have to go back and rewatch them. Like the first one, it's one of those slow burns. I'll be honest, I know a lot of people liked it. I would say it was very like it's hit and miss for me with the first one. It's very boring. It's just a lot of exposition the most of the time. The action, it's still good. The action is good in all the movies. That's something that's a bar that they've set that's really good. But I feel like the first one's really boring. If you're asking me personally, I actually enjoy 2 over 1 more. But I know people like 1 more than 2. But I enjoyed the second one. I thought the second one was super fun. That was a really enjoyable movie. The third one, which is J.J. Abrams' only good movie in my opinion, fucking Mission Impossible 3, that was really good. Mission Impossible 3 was that was so damn good. Ghost Protocol, that was a banger. That's like one of the best ones in the whole thing. Ghost Protocol is just so good. 5, Rogue Nation was good. I wouldn't say it's my favorite. I prefer Mission Impossible 3 over it, but Rogue Nation is good. Fallout's the best one to me. I don't think they're gonna top that at all, honestly. I haven't seen Dead Reckoning Part 1, but
I think
Fallout
you're overlooking the first
so
one.
good.
If there's no Emilio, I say hell no.
I have to rewatch it. Like when I first watched it, I wasn't expecting anything different. I've seen like spy thriller stuff before. It's just, I don't know, it just kind of bored me when I watched it. But
it's great. That franchise is great. It's like every film has like these tonal differences to it, but yet they're all like I'm a big fan of the Mission Impossible series, and I do agree. I think Fallout was. Yeah, I want to say Fallout was my favorite. That one was really, really well put together. I do like 2. Because I love John Woo. 3 was the one with Philip Seymour Hoffman, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
so.
that one was. Yeah, Philip Seymour Hoffman played a great villain. Yeah, it's been a good series. I think the only thing that could have made that series better is if they would have cast someone better than Tom Cruise. But I'm a firm believer that any movie that Tom Cruise has been in would be better if they recasted it with somebody else. Like I don't think he brings anything to any movie.
Remember that ending? Ghost Protocol's ending. That ending where he sees the lady he was supposed to marry and he chose the life of the spy. Oh my god! It's like I'm not crying, you're crying. So good.
And that had that great scene where he's like in the water turbine. Yeah, that was a good movie.
How do you feel about Rogue Nation? I feel like Rogue Nation is a good Mission Impossible movie, but I feel like it gets really underrated when you talk about 4, 3, and 6. Because no one really gives Rogue Nation its credit. It has that great scene where he's jumping onto the plane and everything. Oh my goodness, it's really good. But 5 doesn't.
I agree with Dingus. Like some of them are okay, but none of them are bad.
Yeah,
they're all good. They're like some
people
of them
made Mission Impossible 2 like it's like one of the worst movies. I was like, I watched it. I thought it was completely fine. It's a little cheesy. The effects,
John Woo. I mean,
the editing is a little choppy. Yeah,
pigeons out of nowhere. I mean,
that fight scene between him and the main guy at the very end of that movie is super good, super well done. God, but to be fair, and it is Mr. John Woo. That part where she's just getting on top of him and riding him. That's how it is for me with girls. When I go to parties, girls just get on top of me and just start.
For sure, it's fake. It's just all the angles that make it look that way.
Yeah, it's all special effects and drama.
That part in Mission Impossible 2 where he's just climbing like the Grand Canyon, and people are none of this is CGI. This is all practical effects. This guy is literally insane.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I'll have to rewatch Mission Impossible 1. I was bored out my ass when watching that because the twists were really
Dude.
weird. It was like, okay, this is the twist, but then this is another twist. Then
But
it's
you
like
got
that's the
Ving
twist.
Rhames with the fireman axe. You got all of the things that are parodied to hell. The stopping the sweat droplet from hitting the ground. The
I remember that one.
Great
Yeah.
holding
train
yourself-
scene with the helicopter.
Yeah.
Train scene was good. Yeah. Just the
Emilio
story is just-
Estevez
ugh.
back in action. Come on.
Black in action, you mean? What else movie franchise? I mean, I like the John Wick movies, but I feel like 3 started something with it. Like, if you go back and watch John Wick 3, Halle Berry's inclusion doesn't make any sense when they essentially throw away her character, because I don't know why she was casted, because they don't really, they have this arc with her character there, and this whole high table thing, and then literally midway through the movie, before the third act starts, she's just like, well, I'm gone. And it's like, why was her character there? This whole thing about him getting his finger cut off, but it's like, that didn't even hinder him beating up people, Halle Berry just made 3 just, I like all of them, but 3 with her inclusion is awful.
Oh, I thought you were going to say there's 3 bad movies that she was in. I was like, really? I can think of a few more.
Well, I mean, she was in that movie she was in one of the worst movies ever, which is a shark movie called Dark Tide. Easily one of the worst movies ever made.
Catwoman.
Yeah,
Gothica. That one.
Gothica.
I never saw Gothica, but Catwoman I've seen, and Dark Tide, awful fucking movie.
Yeah.
If people think Catwoman's bad, go watch Dark Tide. You will hang yourself. That movie is shite. Shite.
She was also in Swordfish, and it's a great flick.
Yeah. Well, like John Wick is like Mission Impossible. All of them are good, but I don't know, the storyline. Like the first storyline in the first movie was incredible because it had, first of all, like if you heard the synopsis of the first one, you were gonna like, well, it's just a dog. I don't really like. How are they gonna make?
It's not just a dog.
But then
it was a puppy and a symbol.
Yeah, well, when you watch it, then you're like, kill every last one of those sons of bitches for what they did,
Yeah.
Then the second one, he gets drawn in by the council, which I liked. The third one, though, I agree that I think Halle Berry should have been around to the fourth one. I think that should have been carried on more. I think he lost kind of purpose in the storyline. It was essentially
the third one just loses purpose, but the action is always like the actual fight scenes are always really well done. Really,
because it's made by stuntmen, and it is a love letter to stunt acting and to combat fighting, and that's some of the best combat fight scenes ever. Storyline wise, though, I think they could have gave John a little bit more to go with. I didn't like the whole villain of the week.
That?
Everyone was kind of a villain of the week, and nothing got solved at the end of it. I know they're talking about John Wick 5, but I don't know if that's going to be.
This is an animated prequel or something like that.
Well, yeah, I don't know if it's going to be a sequel. I don't know if it's going to be sandwiched in between 2 of the other movies. I don't know if it's going to be a prequel. I know the ballerina plays in between, I believe, 3 and 4, or I think it's 3 or 4, maybe 2 and 3. I'm not 100% sure where ballerina fits in.
I think it's 3 and 4 from what I heard, but I didn't follow it that closely.
Yeah, but with John Wick 4, absolutely best action, best fights, best everything, but I didn't really care. Like the villain and the motivation and the story, that was probably where it was just starting to the point where it's like, I don't, it's starting to draw thin. They needed to give him something else to fight for. Because by the third one, he's like, why do you stay alive? Well, I want to, I want to keep my wife's, I want to keep on loving my wife, like was what he told the Sheik guy.
Third one? Yeah,
the third one, like,
it ends with him killing that guy that ran the Continental or whatever.
He killed the guy in the Continental. He was one of the high chairs.
Oh, yeah.
Who had him go kill his sister.
Yeah, he was like the high tables guy that dishes out the missions, and then he killed the guy that dished out the missions, and so that puts a bounty on his head from the high table to hire all the assassins to kill him. And dude, I thought the ending of the second one really laid up a slam dunk for the third one to knock out. It's like that ending where he's like, he's like running because he realizes that there's potentially a lot of assassins around him that's ready to just kill him off and everything. The second one really is like a layup for the third one, but I feel like the third one, the Halle Berry inclusion and not seeing the high table, and it was a different villain than what I was expecting. I was like, oh god, like they chose the good that Asian guy they chose. He was from Hawaii Five-0. He was fucking hell, was Wolfat. He played the character Wolfat in Hawaii Five-0. Good, great actress, great stunt guy, everything. And then when he threw himself off that balcony, it's like he could survive that. That's fucking insane, you know.
Yeah.
It's like
with the fourth one, it should. Yeah, I would have liked to have seen him actually find the high table, and
they were building it up ever since the first movie. Yeah,
but the third one, they didn't really do that. They just brought in another high table member, and then at the end of it, it's essentially John sacrifices himself to kill the guy, and it's kind of like, I don't know, it just didn't really. And maybe I'm looking too into it because those films aren't really about Shakespearean story. It's about
Just
amazing stunt acting, action, so.
And they definitely amped up all that action. I think everyone's saying like 4 has some of the best action, but man, for me, nothing beats that first one. Just that effect. Like I remember my buddy watched it. He told me like, you've got to see this. It's going to mess with you. Like I can't give you any spoilers. Just watch it. And then having that effect, it was like, okay, this is amazing. I remember telling my wife, and I knew her feeling about like any animal getting harmed or whatever, but man, this just totally worked. And I've never seen her so on board with like an action movie. Like, yeah, you get them now. And
it has that great moment, and it's almost like the I see dead people moment in Sixth Sense, as for me, where you see John Wick, he's mourning his wife, he gets the puppy, he gets the shit kicked out of him, the puppy dies, and then you're kind of like, well, okay, he's supposed to be this unstoppable badass. Then the head mobster guy calls Emilio, and he's like, I heard you struck my son. And Emilio's like, well, he stole John Wick's car and killed his dog. And then he just says, oh, and then walks in, and that whole scene plays out. And it's like, you took your main character, you had the shit kicked out of him, you had him crying, you had his car stolen, his dog killed, and you completely turned him into a badass without him touching one gun, just with that scene alone. And that was just so well done, where it's like the whole audience was like, oh, fuck, wait a minute. What? When he's talking to his son and he telling him about who John Wick is, and then John Wick unleashes. Yeah, it's just great. It's kind of like that Predator level of storytelling with an action film. It was so well done.
And the world building that it did, like, granted, it didn't give you a ton, but like just creating this entire world of assassins and even the cops that came in, it's like, oh, hey, I didn't know. I don't know. It worked on a different level for me. So I really dig it. Not that the other ones are bad. It's some of the best stunts in Hollywood and some of the best like fight choreography, a gun fight choreography.
Michael says, might be a hot take, but I was underwhelmed with my first viewing of John Wick 1. I liked it more than the second viewing. I don't know. I loved it the first time I watched it. That gung fu in the nightclub, oh my god. Like the action in that like dungeon cave that they went through in the second one when he escaped.
Yeah, the catacombs or whatever.
Good, man. Yeah. Oh my god, those movies have literally some of the best action scenes you will ever see. No movie franchise is doing that kind of stuff beside like Mission Impossible, obviously. But I feel like when you get away from the action, when you start like going over the story, you're like, ooh, things in here could have been improved.
Yeah.
I
do like how it's going to be hard to do 4 movies with that much gunfire and not have John Wick get shot. So I love how they added in like this fictional bulletproof fabric deal where it's like, yeah, you feel the bullet hit, but it's not going to penetrate. I liked it. It was kind of cheesy to a point because it's kind of like, whatever, I'll play along because it works, and it's fun to watch how they incorporate it in there. I will say, out of John Wick 4, if they could make Donnie Yen's character his own movie, the Blind Swordsman, I would watch that day one premiere. Like, I loved his character in John Wick 4. I didn't like the Japanese hotel scene only because after Halle Berry and then the original, the New York guy who run the Continental, and then now the Japanese guy who runs the Continental. Essentially, these like your three really good friends, and you've either had their lives upended, their Continentals taken from them, or killed. And it's just kind of like, John, you are like the fucking plague to your own friends right now. Like, jeez.
Yeah, God, I hope Ana de Armas can do a good job with Ballerina. I hope she can. I think people don't give her enough credit. She definitely has acting range. I mean, yeah, people need to go and watch Deep Water. So she's a little whorish in that movie, but I was definitely watching that for the science reasons, obviously. She definitely is hot and good looking and definitely has range. Unlike Gal Gadot. Gal Gadot really doesn't have any acting range, honestly. Gal Gadot's acting is pretty yuck.
But she is good looking.
Yeah, that's true. Good gosh. So I think that's pretty much it for tonight. We had our one topic out of the way. I'll try and see how we're gonna navigate the trailers for Ironheart and Superman. Most likely, we could probably just go over them on the Friday show, actually, if that, if we have time. What else are we gonna do this week? Oh my god, I have too much to do. When I get paid this week, I gotta pay rent, internet bill, then I have to get to working on getting either a bookshelf or a TV shelf, and I have to get a smartphone tripod. Oh, that's what I need to order from Amazon. You guys talk for a second. I need to order the smartphone tripod from fucking Amazon.
So, how's it going, Gray?
It's going pretty good. I like to generally enjoy my night, and it's hard to do that when MSK is talking. So this time is nice. It's kind of peaceful right now. It feels good. How's everything going with you, Warren?
It's going good. I'm tired, but like you said, it's a lot nicer now. I do have to apologize to you when I had to take off to leave you to carry this show. The time that was, but I had to go. So, but yeah, I apologize for that.
Well, no problem. I was able to go and join Sparkles' stream where she was singing karaoke, so that took some of the edge off dealing with MSK. But other than that, everything was pretty good.
That's good. That's real good.
I hate all you guys. I essentially just got the wrong smartphone tripod. It was just a bad. I mean, I could return it, but I don't care, honestly. Who fucking cares? I'll just deal with it. Doesn't matter. What's today's date? Today is the 14th, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this trade gets released next week and everything. There's a lot of stuff coming out. So I have to let me go to my notes right now. And I just bought it off of Amazon with Prime, so I'm gonna get it shipped instantly. So I need to get new speakers, a bookshelf, and a TV stand. So that's what I need to get at this point.
What are you getting the cell phone tripod for?
Oh, I need it for vlogging.
In the movie theater.
That's just disgusting. I need it for full day of going to the movie theater, and I need it for when I do openings. So when I do openings, I can pan the camera down and then just open stuff, right? But the ring light one that I have doesn't allow me to do that effectively the way I want to. It's just not what I want.
Gotcha.
So I just put it up. So I need to order that. Like I could, like the last episode of Full Day Going to the Movie Theater, I had to balance the phone on something at the end of the video, but I dropped my freaking tripod as I was walking out to go to the theater. I was wearing sweatpants and it just fell out and it broke. I was like, fuck me. But luckily I did record the first part on the stand of it. But it came out good. But to do openings and to do Full Day of Going to the Movie Theater, I need a smartphone tripod. I have to have it. And when we had a 99-cent store, I could literally go to the 99-cent store, just buy one for $1, and they're good. They're great, honestly. But we don't have a 99-cent store anymore because when minimum wage went to $20, 99-cent stores in California all left. And
Wait, your
Texas.
guys are up to 20?
Yeah, so when minimum wage
wow.
hit a $20 minimum, all the 99-cent stores in Texas and another state and California.
Well, it's not like
all
your state burned down or anything. Oh, wait.
Allegedly burned down. Goodness gracious. Yeah, I can do it on my hand. I can hold my phone.
We know you can do it with your hands.
But it's
You're
just
well practiced at it.
it hurts my
It's
hand.
like your main way you do it.
Yeah, like if I hold my camera like this, it hurts sometimes. Like it just tires my arm out.
Yeah, it's
But
used to
better
gripping
when I
much smaller things.
But it's way better with a tripod. It just feels better. It comes out better. But the quality is fine. You know, pretty sure you guys believe me on that.
I really hope you get kicked out of the theater for filming inside, even though you're not filming the actual screen. You're filming your reaction to it. I really hope somebody kicks you out for that.
Also, this week, with fucking hell, full day of not fully went to movie theater, comic book market watch. I'm gonna try and get that done for you guys later on tonight or tomorrow because James, we put in OBS and everything, so I'm gonna try and do a few test recordings to see how good the audio quality is gonna come out, and then I'll give you guys comic book market watch. But goodness gracious,
I heard old Martian Manhunter's number in the top 5. Is that true? Yeah, I heard it's doing well.
So tomorrow when we do our show, I know we're a little bit behind now on comic book reviews. It's not that I wanted to take a slight break because we were just knocking it out every week. I'll let you know what book we're going to review tomorrow or topic we're going to go over. But that's pretty much it. It's have to get some of this life stuff. It's going to be a while before everything from this computer is transferred over to this one and everything is set up the way we like. But at least the podcasting part of it is good. If you guys don't know, I have another guy who's in the works right now to do comic book reviews with as well. So we have Warren, we have Savage Dad, we have Laps. We're going to have another guy into the fray. He might know who he is. Right?
3 guys are not enough for you?
No, I need 4 to get me off, typically speaking.
Huh.
You know? But yeah, so after me and this person have a one-on-one, we're going to start reviewing comic books together, you know? And it also allows me to cover more stuff because, like, Savage Dad typically doesn't go over new stuff, which is fine. So if I have, like, older stuff I want to go over, he'll be the perfect person to go over older stuff. He even has it already ready for most things that I would be into older. Laps does older and new. Warren does a lot of the newer stuff. Who else is there? This person's also a lot of the newer stuff too. And it's this is the thing is that I don't mind going over older stuff, but the newer stuff, it's gonna have more of the attention of people because it's the newest current thing. It's just how movies work, you know?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
It's just newer comics there's good stuff out there. I don't people think everything's bad. There's good stuff out there. It just depends on what you're looking at. And keep in mind, the people that say that things are bad, someone might find that stuff good. I don't fucking know. It's just how people work when their preferences all kick in. But that is pretty much it. I have to get this stuff ready tonight. I'm going to potentially be able to stream League with Opera GX. I don't know if I'm importing everything over to Opera GX, but whenever I stream games off StreamYard, it's probably going to be on Opera GX because on Chrome, I don't want to have it where like the internet drops. It never dropped with like Master Duel streams, but I could only play like 3 League games on Chrome, and it's like that's not good enough, actually, you know. But yeah, we'll start with Grey Poupée. What you got planned coming up, man?
Yeah, so new show launching by the end of the month. I will definitely have more information about that next week. But hey, if you just can't get enough of me, come join the Thinkers tomorrow night on YouTube at That Darn Kidda. The Thinkers on That Darn Kidda's channel. It's people from like 4 different countries getting together, disagreeing about everything, usually leaving amicably, except for the last few weeks. But
and
it's our 100th.
That's caused it.
Yeah, what can I say? I'm an asshole. People don't like it when I argue with them. But usually we can leave amicably, except for when it's something that's really close to other people's hearts. But this time, it is our 100th episode anniversary, whatever. It's episode 100. So I think we're doing something special and kind of retro whatever you call that. We're looking back at nostalgia and then going from there. So yeah, come join us. It's fun. It should be more amicable this time. I don't think we're arguing about anything, but who knows? So yeah, tomorrow night on YouTube at That Darn Kidda. That's about all I got going on. Other than that, go over to YouTube at Willis Screedia. Subscribe to his channel. I'm on there a lot, usually once or twice a week. If you're not accustomed to following good channels, follow his. Ring that bell. It might get you out of the MSK. What would you call that?
So what you're
the
saying
tar
is
pits that are
you're
MSK's content.
So what you're saying is you choose Charles over me? Is that what
Any
you're saying?
day.
Okay.
Yes, sir. But Warren, what do you have going on, sir?
Well, not this Sunday, but the Sunday after, I am going to start once a week Sunday live draw on YouTube. I will be bringing on people. YouTube both are invited. Essentially, it's just going to be me, and if any other artists want to come on drawing, I've got up to 6 spaces on StreamYard, and I'm going to be working on my issue 4 of my comic book. Other times, I'll be drawing at my drawing table, doing artwork that way. But essentially, I'm going to start doing a live draw stream on YouTube every Sunday, as well as I'm going to start picking up and doing more live draw streams on TikTok. But that's going to be more random days. But I will do at least once a week on YouTube. So check out my channel. Just click on my name in the comments and subscribe to me on there, and you'll be able to watch me draw, ask about the process. I hope to have other artists on so we can talk about making comics, making the inside interior pages, doing the artwork and drawing. But I will be happy to have anyone on if you just want to hang out and talk to me while I draw. So that's going to be coming up here in not next week, but the week after.
Oh yeah, that sounds awesome, man.
Yeah, and I'll even
MSK. You want to bring down the energy here? Thank you.
Well, I'm always here to bring some girls down to their knees, allegedly. So, as I always tell Warren, if you have like 3 people watching, don't get discouraged. It happens to everybody. It's just what it is. You just got to.
Oh, dude, I've streamed with no one watching on YouTube, so I'm used to it.
Yep, you're basically just there in your own thoughts, going, "Damn, why am I not like?"
It's just me drawing, talking to no one, like a crackhead down by the mall, yelling at a bush in one of his meth rages.
Oh God! Oh God! No, I'm glad you're finally gonna do it. You can eventually challenge EVS. It's good. It's always nice to have. And
no, it won't be the same. I'm going to be drawing.
Oh,
I'm going to be working on.
You're actually going to be working. That's fucking.
I'll be actually working on mine. So.
Oh, crazy.
And Emily, you do art too. If you want to come on and draw, or just come on and talk, you're more than welcome to.
I didn't agree to that. You couldn't have Emily.
I didn't ask you if you agreed with it, MSK. Now, if you want to come on, you're more than welcome to. Also.
Oh God! Oh God!
You just have to keep it, PG-13 with all of your.
I'm a profestional,
feminist, racist, homophobic stuff. Just keep that
allegedly.
Allegedly.
I'm someone that definitely, keeps it professional.
Yeah.
I just have to get this episode of Comic Book Market Watch done. So much stuff that comes out. It's fine, as I tell people all the time, be great, be productive, and be awesome. Nah, I'm fucking with you guys. That's all mushy, gushy horse shit. So, for me, as you guys know, look at the stream schedule that I have planned coming up on the channel. It's on the homepage all the time. I have my new setup, as you guys know, so I'm just busy kind of signing into websites, passwords, and all that stuff. Just getting everything set up. That's kind of what I'm doing right now. Expect a new episode of Comic Book Market Watch on the Comic Book channel coming up very soon. Latest I'll be putting it out is obviously on Sunday before the newest week's books, come out. I'm going to try and work on basically getting that series of videos done on Comic Book Wednesdays, but earliest expected video is Friday or Saturday. You know, as for this channel, I have to just constantly just edit the videos that we've already done on these episodes of the MSK show and then just put them out. The videos are getting done anyway on here. I just have to edit them and put them out for you guys. You know, Thursday, I have a one-on-one with the Dingus Den. And then it's a Cloud9 podcast. Then if I'm not too tired, me and Warren will do the show that we usually do on Thursdays. And Friday, we have our show. Saturday, I'm going to just do a game stream. Saturdays will be mostly dedicated to game streams now that I have the new setup here. I'm going to try and play League or other games throughout the week whenever I get it all set up, honestly. I tried to basically install a few other games from Steam, and it ran smoothly with downloading it, but it's not launching on my computer. So I have to talk to James about getting the stuff fully done more. That's with launching games and streaming them. Sunday, Cloud9 podcast, and then Monday, we're just back here again, doing the same thing. Week in, week out. 7 days a week. Quality content.
Never stops. Oh, thank you for the sub, Dingus. That's awesome.
Oh, gosh. So I think that's pretty much it. We had a great show tonight. You know, we had to carry Gray on the show. It's like, oh, God, Gray, why do I have to carry you so much?
Well, you know, if I wasn't watching other streams, I probably would have been present and really could have helped elevate your show. But, you know, there's such exciting content out there. You know, the show does get relegated to third screen material.
All right, you're saying that I'm your third monitor material, sir?
You're his third choice.
Not even the second one, just the third choice. So, yeah, that's the content that you should come to expect. At least if I'm not able to get out other videos for the comic book channel, you can expect getting an episode of Comic Book Market Watch a week. You can expect that. And those are always long because I have to explain everything. I have to go over new titles coming out and everything like that. So new episode of Comic Book Market Watch, the MSK show episodes throughout the week, the Cloud9 podcast, and expect more gaming streams. I think I figured out how to get the League streams running back up again. And everything is going to be smooth now that I have the new PC here. That stream that me and James did last night, I had to take it down off YouTube because I know I said some things that I knew I shouldn't have said. Not as far as like drama or anything like that, but I knew I said some words that I probably shouldn't have said. So I'm going to upload it to Rumble. You can view it there whenever I put it up there, which is going to be like pretty much after this show's over. And you can also view it on my X profile or Twitter. It's always going to be there because I streamed it there, you know. But that is pretty much it. So thank you guys for checking out this episode of the MSK show, and we're going to see you guys later. Have a great night, everybody. See you guys.